everyone, Old School Pokemon here, back again with the PokeFlipz podcast, joined by my usual co-host, KetchumAllCollectibles, Dan. And we're supposed to have a special guest, but we're both slackers.
Yeah, we stay tuned. We might have a very special guest pre-record coming up. So we'll see how it ends up going. It should be interesting. Tomorrow night we have scheduled for the first time in a long time a pre-record, somebody who can't quite be live. But yeah, we'll see if that one gets through editing, all its approvals. We'll see if we end up being able to push that one live or not.
That'll be a good one. That'll be a good one.
Who's the bald girl on the left? What? Stage left? Who's left?
That is you, sir. That is you, sir.
I'm assuming. I got quite the beard. I mean, for a lady. Jerky Boy 89 hates this Pokemon market. Jerky coming in strong.
Oh, wow.
As always, feel free to leave your questions in chat. We're gonna be hanging out for the next 3 hours or so. I guess we were a few minutes late. We didn't discuss that pre-stream, but Nick, you're good till 4:50. Well, 3:15 Central Time.
That works.
4:15 Eastern Time, real time.
Fake time.
Didn't think it was possible for Dan to be in his office. It is crazy. If I look back on my calendar for this summer, we went to Water Safari last week. Week before that had anniversary. Week before that, I think we had a wedding. So I took a day off for a wedding on a Thursday, which was kind of weird. Charlotte. Before that was Pokemon Camp. I think every week I've had like a multi-day thing that got in the way of work, which is kind of like the whole point of doing what I'm doing. Kind of the whole point of the humble fisherman, the taking the foot off the gas a little bit. I definitely been doing that this summer, but tomorrow officially in upstate New York, tomorrow school starts, so I'm going to be back at it. I'm going to be hitting it hard. How about you? How's your summer gone? Did you do much traveling?
No.
Just on that grind.
Summer's been going good though. But yeah, no, nothing different. My sister came out, when was that? Last week? 2 weeks ago? So I took a few days off to hang out with her, so that was good. But no, aside from that, haven't been doing anything.
Well, it's over now, and we're back at it. I've got a lot of stuff to catch up. I meant to get caught up on the summer. I meant to like get through the garage, finish getting through the basement. I think I've been saying it for 3 years, but I almost have all the backlog taken care of.
Man.
At this point, I think it's going to happen, though. I think it's going to actually happen this fall, this winter. I'll be able to, because now I've got 4 people streaming, so it's like I can just chuck stuff in every direction, and we'll get it taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
So
there we go. Good.
But yeah, tomorrow night's guest will be interesting. Do you think that one will actually go through with it? Do you think we'll be able to publish that one when all is said and done?
I hope so. I think so. I think there's enough to talk about where he won't have to talk about stuff that he shouldn't talk about. But I think that'll be a good one. I'm excited for that one.
It's the first one I'm gonna like spend some serious time. I'm mowing my lawn tonight, so I'm gonna lawnmower time. We'll be thinking of questions for tomorrow's night's guest. So yeah, not a live episode, but we will be recording it. Are we just gonna publish it in place of like a live stream, or are we gonna do like a bonus episode in the middle of 2 live streams?
No,
I don't know what we're gonna do with that.
We are publishing it and skipping a week. That is what we are doing.
Oh no, we're gonna skip a live stream. I might have to do a bonus personal stream that week then.
That is all you. That is all you, sir. No, having to talk to you twice in 1 week is enough.
Yeah. Well, as always, we'll be live for a few more hours. Leave your questions in chat. I see some starting to trickle in. I'm going to be starring them as we go. What did I put the title of this one? Phantasmal Flames Hype Stream. Let's cover the title of the episode really quickly, and then I'll go into the questions. Have you seen... I'm not like a big spoiler guy, but like 2 sets out.
You can't not
best
see
set of all
them,
time. I know you can't not see them. Like I'm in too many Discords. I'm on Instagram. It's going to happen. But Charizard, Need I say more? Charizard. We're booming
Gengar,
again. We're booming again.
Charizard, and Gengar.
I mean, why didn't we get Gengar on any of the? We need Charizard and Gengar on the ETB. We only got Charizard on the ETB. Come on, we need both. We need both. We need this boom to really pick up steam.
That's gonna be a wild release. That's gonna be insanity.
Are you gonna sell that one at MSRP?
Nope.
We find out Nick's true colors come out. Are there any people out there? Let me know in the chat. Are there any holdouts anymore at MSRP? Is there anyone still doing their entire allocation at MSRP? He's probably the only one. He's probably the only one in the hobby. He is the exception, not the rule. I think everyone else has abandoned their whole MSRP, I'm for the community shtick. Everyone has turned into capitalists when they're faced with that kind of a payday. Set gonna flop, don't buy.
No, it's not even that. It's just not getting anything.
Nick becoming a true capitalist when the set is Charizard plus Gengar. Absolutely. I did see that it's only like 90-something cards, which that's smaller than Flashfire. Flashfire was 106, I believe. Mm-hmm. That's like yeah, Phantom Forces was 109. Most of those were in the low 110s. I think there was a couple in the 90s. Was XY base might have been a little bit under 100. I can't remember that one. But
what was Obsidian Flames? That was a small one too.
Dude, I don't know anything that modern. I only know vintage, like XY Phantom Forces.
Oh God, we're calling XY vintage now?
Super vintage. That's like antique. With the secret rares, though, that'll be the difference. Like Flashfire was 106 cards, and it had 107 and 108, I believe. It had two secret rares, the two Charizards, right? Or no, it had a Kangaskhan too. 109, I think, was a Kangaskhan. So this one will be 90 something with like a lot more variants. But and the pull rates will be a lot harder than Flashfire was probably. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm assuming it will do big things. Grammar says Champion's Path was the smallest I can remember. Double Crisis is like 20-something cards, right? Dragon Majesty is super tiny. I don't know if we count those as like full-fledged sets or not, because they're really not. But Champion's Path specialty set. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Secret rares are half the set these days.
That is true. That is true.
But yeah, I think it's actually a good tie-in. I remember the reason that I took this. One, because it's our title. Two, Dan going to miss the stream because of work. No problem, Krabby's cards. It will be there on the replay. You can 2x us and get through us twice as efficiently. Dan, are you staying steady on your booster boxes under $100 take? Distro charging over $100 now. Could 110 to 120 be the new 70 to 80? Catch you guys in 2 weeks. I still think it's going to happen. There's not many holdouts on my side at this point anymore, I don't think. But I truly believe that Prismatic Evolutions, I truly believe that Journey Together, I truly believe that Destined Rivals ultimately will be available for under MSRP per pack. I think there will be a Sam's Club product. I think there will be a Costco, whatever it may be. Eventually, I think there will be something widely available in the next 12 to 18 months. Open to being wrong. That's part of why I put 4 cases of every set on the pallet as they come out. That's part of why I keep stocked. Like I have for the streams right now, as of today, I have 7,000, 8 or 9,000 packs of Prismatic Evolutions. I don't have Skya and Spats inventory here on this sheet, but I have about 7,000 packs of Prismatic. So I'm hedging my bets to an extent. It's like it's the most popular pack to open on streams, so I have to have it in inventory, but I'm not going like day to day. I'm not going entirely hand to mouth on that one. I'm stocking a little bit, partially just for logistics so that I'm not stuck buying it every single day, every single week, that I can take a breather here and there. But another part of it is like I am open to being wrong. I've bought it as low as 9, and then the market price gone down to 9, and I think it's back up a little bit. Let me see what I'm paying right now.
I think it's coming back down, actually.
It went down a bunch, and then it almost hit like what I was paying, and it's like, oh crap, I bought too many again. And then it $9.35 is what it's showing right now. So yeah, I'm paying $6.55 a pack now at 70%. $9.35 is a long ways away from $5 or $6, but I really do think it'll get there. And it's kind of scary to say that when I have 7,000 packs in inventory. That's a lot of money that I'll be losing. But my brain is good at separating and being like, hey, all the money I made on that stuff that I got allocated at $3 a pack, all the stuff that I got, all my crown that doubled in January, and it'll be fine. I'll survive it. But we'll see what happens. I continue to hear supreme confidence that like we're booming through the 30th, that prismatic will never go under $8 a pack, that like a lot of different takes, and maybe it all hits, and I'm fine with that if so. One thing that I'll say, I'll wrap up here my long rant ramble and I'll let Nick go, but I did have to pay $100.60, I believe, on Destined after having paid $90 to $95 for most of Scarlet Violet era. So Distro is charging more. But they're charging more now while they can. They're not being charged more by Distro. So if and when they need to, they could go back to charging 90. And I've heard people saying this again. I've heard smart people saying this again. Booms can turn smart people kind of dumb. I've heard people saying like no one would ever sell at a loss. Like Nick, you remember flashback? I'm getting flashbacks of when we had Mason Cardinal Gaming on here with his 300 ETBs of battle styles. And it's like if people need to keep the lights on, if people need to make payroll, people will sell for a loss. They can and they will, and they do every single day in different industries. And people just forget things really quickly. And a lot of people don't know any better, but I've heard people that should know better guaranteeing, well, I mean, you've multiple times said like, that's never 100%, that's never going down to MSRP. Like, we'll see what happens, but it's like, there's a chance of it. What do you think?
I'm not convinced. No, Destin, Prismatic, no. Journey Together, yes. We'll see that.
Journey will be the first one to fall for sure.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. The other ones, no, I can't see it. And I like how you've I think you might have always meant this, but I don't think you've ever emphasized it before. But you changed your philosophy down to booster packs, not booster boxes.
That's what I've been saying from the start. I don't know. Like,
I don't think I've ever heard that caveat. I don't think I've ever heard that caveat until now.
In my live stream 4 months ago or so, whenever it was with Retro, where we made the bet of the Team Rocket case thing, I definitely said booster packs because I am as confident as I can be that they will get more product to us, but I don't know if it's going to be booster boxes. If they don't print Destined Rivals booster boxes again, as crazy as this sounds, there could be a situation where you have $400 Destined Rivals booster boxes and $6 Destined Rivals packs. That could happen. That would not be the first time anything like such a massive separation. Look at 151 like ETBs right now. That's like more than a double premium to loose packs, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I maybe I haven't been saying it enough. Disclaimer Dan, caveat Dan, not saying enough disclaimers and caveats, but I've definitely been saying it consistently since May or so. Whenever I win that bet with Retro, I'll go back, I'll clip it, and I'll ship it. And I'll say, hey, I've known all along. I'll dance on the grave buying my $5 packs of Destined Rivals. Or not. Or I'll eat these words, and I'll have eaten all the words that I said before, and I'll be wrong, and I'll be doing fine if I'm wrong. I promise.
Yeah.
One thing I'll add too is like back when distro was 80, back in XY era, I used to pay 80. P Football Pete would have sets at $69.99 on eBay, and there'd be certain times where you'd be able to get things. And I'm not just talking about like TikTok shop coupons or whatever. There'd be times where you could get people liquidating at $50 to $60 a box. I heard of people at different conventions, people at different like worlds or something, some vendors just dumping boxes of Roaring Skies and things like that at $50, $60 a box just to get rid of them. So people will sell at a loss, and maybe they're selling for cash, playing around with the books, so maybe it's not actually taking a loss on paper. I don't know, but
yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that does. I don't know. It's so hard to see that happening now. One thing interesting with the booster boxes, another reason I hate Mad Al. I'm just waiting for them today, for them to just say I'm not an account anymore. So I get 6 booster boxes from them.
That's what you got of Mega?
What?
That's what you got of Mega?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They upped the price to over 100, but my good distro kept this price the same.
See, mine is $100.60 through them as well, same as I paid for Destin. But I think my other distro, I'll double check right now. I don't think they're over 100 either. And I still, Danny Phantom made that video. He has way more time in the hobby than me. He has way higher allocations. He has way better relationships with his distro. But one thing that he said that didn't cause like a lot of people to like respond to it and talk about it, it blew my mind. But he made a video a couple months ago now where he kind of alluded to the fact that Pokemon is charging distros more in certain instances. That would blow my mind. I do not believe that. I DM'd him about it and he's like, yeah, that's what I heard, and reliable source, whatever. I feel like that a big enough deal wasn't made about that. But one thing that like I would like push back on that with, it's like, why would Pokemon continue to restock Best Buy and Target and Walmart when clearly they're not charging them more? Like they're not charging Walmart more because Walmart's still charging MSRP. So why would Pokemon put anything through big box when they're theoretically supposedly charging more to distro? Like if you could print the same amount of product and you could get 50% more through distro, because I feel like the most likely scenario, Occam's razor there, is probably just that someone was lying to him that he expected wouldn't lie to him. I feel like someone at distro was probably lying to him saying, hey, we're charging you $250 on these boxes of Destin Rivals because Pokemon charged us more. The only exception I would say is like, I wouldn't be surprised if Pokemon was bundling. If Pokemon was like, hey, you can take these Destin Rivals, but you got to take these pre-constructed decks or whatever. Or but even those right now, it's like those aren't in stock at distro.
You can't even get those.
So
I don't know. It's so tough because like where is all this stuff going? Like when Pokemon says you can get more to distro, where does it go? You never see it.
My other distro isn't showing my price for whatever reason. So I don't know what I'm going to be paying through them. But I see a lot of up arrows in chat. What are people saying? Let's see. People sell at a loss all the time on TCG Player. It drives me crazy. Easy answer. Who actually cares? Just buy. We got Grimer, Julia, ZNG Emporium, all echoing that sentiment. We got Spat. We got Grimer. Continuing on the chain. Base set was $35 back in the day. Too cheap. It's nearly 1,000x since then. 6 boxes is like $1,000 profit. Why are we complaining, Nick? Nick, why would you complain about getting $1,000 handed to you?
It's nothing. Ponga's getting more with all his drops than I am through a distro.
Oh, do Walmart and Target charge more than MSRP? I didn't think they did. I heard that GameStop did. That didn't surprise me, but I've never heard that Walmart, Target.
Yeah.
I've never heard anything about Walmart and Target charging more, but also I've never bought from Walmart and Target really either. Pokemon's already bundling direct to consumer with their plushies and figures. I'm sure it's happening at distro level too. Distro's lying to us for a couple of bucks. Scummy vibes. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like they're making you money, so what are you gonna do?
Yeah, they know that. There's nothing you can do.
Yep. The hobby's full of crybabies. You could buy them at 85 then, but you couldn't make money. Now they're 300, but you can actually make money. Yeah, it is what it is. It's like it's feast or famine, because if you can make money on it, people will buy it and iterate, and they will make that margin go down to nothing. Like they will iterate until the margin's gone, and then if there's still product left, no one will want it because there's no margin there. So yeah, it is what it is. I don't know what's going to eventually break it, but I truly believe something will eventually break it. I think something will break it. I think there'll just be a long period of stagnation. I think Rudy's mentioned this too. I think the most likely thing is that we have a year or two, of which we're already 9-10 months into it, we'll have a year or two of just insanity. We'll have these boxes going for $300, $400, $500 out of the gate. Like Phantasmal Flames could be $500 by a month after release, the way that it's looking. Like, I don't know that. I'm not guaranteeing that. I'm not telling you to pre-order it for $200 or $300 or $400, but it could be $500. And I don't think that's generally good for anything. And I think they'll print a lot of it. I think they'll find a way to bring it around. Is the small set a way to bring it around? Are they saying like, hey, we made Prismatic too hard to pull everything that people wanted? I don't know. I've heard that theory. I've heard the theory like Pokemon just going to intentionally make smaller sets. They're going to intentionally make things like not less desirable, not with a Charizard and a Gengar in a set, but maybe you can master set that thing with 2 cases instead of 20 cases. And then maybe the rip and chips just slow down a lot quicker because you're getting the hits that you want quicker. I have no idea. I'm just thinking out loud.
I think it's still going to be wild pricing.
Yeah,
it's already going up in price at pre-order. It's wild.
Thoughts on distros selling Japanese, Chinese, and Labubus? There actually are
Labubu giveaway during his WallyCon stream.
Did he rip it on stream?
Yeah.
Big hit, or was it just
people loved them? I don't know. They are fun to open. Like the
That's
packaging's
funny.
cool on them, but yeah, no, I don't get the hype. I don't get it at all.
No big hits.
Well, I don't think so. I am.
What's the deal? Is he gonna regularly stream now, or is he gonna do WallyCon once a year?
It's a once a year thing.
Oh, okay, just once a year. He's gonna be
WallyCon 2 Nuts Out is already in the planning.
I saw that Instagram story. Is that one going to take place on your current live selling platform? That one sounds like it could be on a different platform entirely. I don't know. Maybe that one requires an extra special.
That'll be on the same eBay.
Oh, okay. I thought he might
maybe
pivot
maybe we'll get an OnlyFans going too. That might be.
I was going to say I wasn't going to say the platform, but I was going to say maybe he was using that to launch his new venture.
His new venture.
Any big announcements, Nick? Can we make sub MSRP great again? I think we will get there, but we might not. We will see. Ponga's trying to get Galaxy to snitch. It is crazy. Like there's an English distributor listed on the official Pokemon website that sells Chinese and Japanese product at very expensive prices, like above what eBay would be. But how that became a thing, I'm not entirely sure, but it's interesting.
I didn't even know that was when did that start?
A few months ago, I think.
But
yeah, it's I don't know. It's an interesting thing. Let me scroll back and make sure I didn't miss any other comments.
One more thing about WallyCon. I noticed KetchumAllCollectibles did not tune in, but he tuned into Cardinal Gaming's anniversary stream.
I did.
Showing favoritism over there.
So we had our Patreon Zoom thing Sunday night. So when that ended, Jake mentioned that he was going to go back and he was going to watch his guy's anniversary stream. And or was your thing Saturday night or Sunday night?
Saturday night.
Oh, Saturday night. That's a different night. I don't know what I was doing that night.
Well, probably just sitting around doing nothing.
I have no explanation. I have no excuse. I don't tune into many live streams, to be honest. Like I very rarely, even my own guys, I very rarely will pop in and check in. And at some point, I'm not even going to lie to you and tell you that I have a sneaky alt that I hop in on. I have a plan to get a sneaky alt that I can hop in on so that I don't have to be like doxxed every time that I jump in. But I don't have that yet. I need to make one. Let's see. This summer sucks, bro. Not getting products at MSRP. Thinking of getting a channel to document my crash out. You would not be alone. I think there's a lot of channels going to 10,000 subscribers overnight that are just crashing out, complaining, blaming a lot of PokeTubers about the whole current pricing situation that we're in. This one is a really interesting question, and I'll let you go first, Nick, since I often take them and go for 20 minutes. Question, IMO, I think we may overestimate how much sealed is stashed away. I recently heard Eli from Pokemart mentioned he only had 3 sealed cases of Brilliant Stars. Thought he'd have 100-ish. Thoughts? One, how much Brilliant do you have? Let's start with just the anecdote of Brilliant.
I've got 12 boxes, 2 cases.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say 12 cases. I'm like, dang, high roller.
No.
That's the thing. There's a lot of people out there that will just say everyone's investing and this and that. It's like, how many do you have? Oh, I don't have any of it because it's all going to 0. How many people do you actually know that have 5 or 10 cases of this stuff? Oh, well, I don't know anybody, but everyone. I guess I know 100 people because everyone does. I have 6 cases of Brilliant between the 3 pallets. So I have 3 personally. 3 are my dad's. So everyone's investing in it. It's all everywhere. And then name 2 people with over 10 cases.
Yeah.
I talked to. Oh yeah, you go further. I wanted to just start with Brilliant and then talk on it as a whole, and then I'll share a conversation I had in Charlotte.
Oh boy. Yeah, no, I do agree. I think I think you had so like XY Sun and Moon. There's nobody that has cases or even multiple boxes of Sun and Moon. It doesn't seem like, and then Sword and Shield you get into, and people start sending stuff away. I would say probably most people, just randomly guessing, 2 to 4 cases of Sword and Shield. And then, so I don't think there's many people that have a massive supply of Sword and Shield. And then I think as you got into Scarlet and Violet, that's when you have more people setting stuff away. For 8 cases, I would say maybe, somewhere in that range. But even then, people who set stuff away, how many people have sold already? With the market that we're in now. So taking all their Sword and Shield stuff and already sold that off. And even Scarlet and Violet stuff, where that's getting so expensive. You used to be able to buy those boxes for $80. Now the cheapest ones are like over 200. Whatever it is. So yeah, I can't imagine there's even with all the investment talk, I can't imagine there's a ton of people with massive supplies that are still holding, even with the market that we're in right now.
Yeah. So you kind of touched on what I was going to say. I know XY Sun and Moon era are not Sword and Shield era, but depending on how the next few years go, like it might pan out to where we might look back today on the Scarlet Violet era as being like low printed. Oh, they were only printing 10 billion cards a year. The XY and the Sun and Moon era, back then, Nick and I were there. We were getting allocated from our distributors at the time. Supposedly, everyone was investing. I was setting back 1 or 2 cases of every set until the prices did what I thought they'd do in 5 or 10 years. They did in 2 years, 3 years. So I sold them. I sold them all very quickly. And I have 0. I have 0. Well, no, I have 4 individual boxes from the XY era. They're all at Ponga's. Tune in this Saturday. Tune in this... Ponga, help me out here. It is this Saturday. Tune in this Saturday the 6th. Ponga's going to be doing like an XY mega booster box break. So we did Evolutions, Breakthrough, Steam Siege. Yes, Steam Siege. We're going for that Gardevoir because of Mega Brave, Mega Symphonia. And then what was our 4th one? Breakthrough, Steam Siege, Evolutions. Ponga, help me out. Is he here in live chat? I forget what the 4th one was. Anyways, we're gonna be breaking 4 XY era booster boxes.
A lot of all that, or just 1 box at a time?
It's gonna be like $380, and you get 1 pack of each. You get 1 pack of Steam Siege, Breakthrough, Evolutions, and whatever the mysterious. Oh yeah, Furious Fist for the Lucario. So
that'd be cool.
And it is an intentional pun. Yes, it's a mega box break. hunting the megas, leading into the mega evolution release for English. So Dan can't do nothing without Panga's help. I can't believe I forgot Furious Fist. The reason we got that is because Mega Brave, Mega Symphonia, the original, the first mega set, you'll be chasing Gardevoir and Lucario. That's why we went Steam Siege for Gardevoir and Furious Fist for Lucario. I've definitely become reliant. I've become reliant on my independent contractors for sure. I've been taking too much vacation this summer, but I had a conversation with I won't name individual names, but I had conversations with people who are doing things in order of magnitude larger than me, if not more than that. Multiple people, and it's like, how many XY and Sun and Moon booster boxes do you guys have? 0. Most of them. Most of them were answering. I have one XY Evolutions box here that I kind of want to never sell because I want to remember that crazy time. Same way I'm going to keep like my PSA 10 gray felt hat memento just to remember the crazy times. But maybe times will get crazier. Maybe I'll look back and I'll be like, man, I didn't know that we weren't even touching a boom yet at that time. Who knows? But you'd think, and I've heard a lot of people speculate, oh, there's tons of these around, and Sword Shield is going to be more. There's going to be more Sword Shield than Sun and Moon and XY. But in a few years, the way that we're heading, there might not be. I just, like, I'm a relatively small operation compared to the really big ones on live stream, like pack ripping and stuff. And we're just evaporating $13,000 worth of boxes. A lot of our Sword Shield, a lot of our stuff comes from loose packs these days. But from time to time, we're going to do these box breaks, and there's one less Furious Fist that's going to be out there. There's one less breakthrough that's going to be out there. We're ripping them at full market. We're charging some premium to that. Tell Thrifty I said hi.
Dan says hi.
Hi, Dan.
So it I don't know. It's crazy. I think, and I've got to shout out the Patreon. I was just talking about it a minute ago. Sunday night, I actually deep dove into the pop reports and the print runs. And if you take like Moonbreon is 25,000 pop. That's a 1 in 2,000 pull rate. That's 50 million packs opened to get those Moonbreons. And that's just what was graded. Now multiply by what percent wasn't graded. Now multiply by what percent is still sealed and not even opened. You start doing the math, and it's like, this stuff is being ripped in mass. If anyone in chat knows Anon TCG, he started making videos several months ago, I think. Seems to have really close ties to distribution, and he knows a lot more about like what's going on behind the scenes at Distro than I do. He's doing like this pack destruction tracker, he's calling it. He's looking at the new additions to the pops every 30 days. Like, this many new Moonbreons were graded. This many new like Bubble Mews and whatever. And multiply it by the pull rate. Multiply it by some factor to account for the percent that aren't being graded, that aren't being opened. And it's like, there's a lot of packs being destroyed. So I've been saying this for the past year, all year at this point. It is an example of like the unstoppable force pack ripping, insatiable demand for pack ripping, meeting the immovable object. And who wins? When an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, who wins? I don't know. The immovable object being the absolute mountain of cardboard that is being printed. As of right now, I think the unstoppable force is winning. I think Pokemon printers can't keep up. And again, the whole crux of this lies in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Will Pokemon be printing 30 billion cards a year because the hobby's truly grown that much? The demand has truly grown that much? If so, Scarlet Violet era stuff is going to age really, really well. And if too many people are investing, if too many people walk away because like I can't afford it, I'm not paying $10 a pack for this, $10 a pack for that, I'm only going to buy it at MSRP and under. And if people truly leave, not just cry online and then still buy it in the background. If people truly leave and the hobby like goes down from here and they're only printing 5 billion cards a year in 2, 3, 5 years, some of it might age really poorly. Your Surging Sparks, your Destined Rivals, they could be the same price they are. They could be 50% less than they are in 3, 4, 5 years. I don't think that's going to happen. I think
see it. I can't
no.
see it.
I'm on both sides. I'm investing more than I've ever invested. I'm ripping more than I've ever ripped. Not me directly, but indirectly through the streams. So I'm on both sides of it, and I like being on both sides of it because I don't know truly which one is going to win. I have a feeling the pack ripping side is going to end up winning out, and I feel like that's going to do good things for the ROI on my investing side. And then in 5 years, when 2030 hits, if and when those things are just stupid numbers, it's like I don't have to go out and pay full market for my XY era booster box break. I can do a mega SIR stream in 5 years from now, chasing all the cards of today. I can chase that like without having to go and just pay like full market price on them, which is nice. It's a really nice thought that I'll just have the Sword Shield and the Scarlet Violet era stuff tucked away.
Yeah, that's something that I thought of too. Of having all like the Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet stuff tucked away will be really nice for the future, especially if live streaming continues as it is. That'll be really nice.
Julia says, "Wait, is the guest Rudy? That would be insane.
Don't set
your hopes that high. Don't set your hopes that high. It's gonna be a good one, but it's not. I mean,
it's not gonna be that Rudy. Good. Is that what you were gonna say?
I almost said that, but I think it will be a really good one. But Rudy would be a different level. I don't think anyone's getting Rudy on anytime soon.
There's no shot.
But yeah, case in point, most people I know who had Evolving Skies sold at 250. They sold at 250 or 500 or 800 or 1,000 or 12. It's like at every different break point, at every point where it kind of plateaus, or maybe it dips a little bit, gives a little bit back, a lot of people sell. And then not to say that the new people that lock it up at higher prices will never sell at a loss, because they might. And one thing that's being said a lot too is like, oh, a lot of these people are really rich and they'll never have to sell. Really rich people, I understand the sentiment behind like, oh, if a Centa millionaire, if a Deca millionaire is putting $1 million in the Pokemon and it goes down 50%, they won't have to sell, so they won't. I would push back and I would say, like, if a Centa millionaire buys $1 million in Pokemon and then decides he wants a yacht or a private island or a helicopter or a private jet, and he finds out that like Pokemon's down 50%, he might just sell and not give a shit either. So I've heard some people say like, oh, rich people are here. How'd that work out in the 80s with coins? And I know Pokemon's not coins. You can never make any kind of an analogy that is not directly about our favorite little creatures on 2.5 by 3.5 inch rectangles of cardboard. But if and when real institutional money comes in, the whole what's his name? The
Kevin O'Leary.
If and when, like, the worst thing that would happen to Pokemon would be Warren Buffett and Jeff Bezos and a few hundred billionaires, Centa billionaires come in and they say it's just all ours now. If they just click buy it now on everything, they could literally buy everything for the next 2 decades and no one could have any of it. And the prices would all go crazy. They could just buy everything. We'd all be rich. But then Pokemon would just go away. It would just go away, right? If no one's actually doing anything in any of it. And I don't know. It's all kind of silly. At some point, you do need consumption. And look at the pop reports. Look at the pull rates. There is a lot of consumption. Is there enough relative to the print? I think so. But if it gets crazy enough, that could change, and that would be bad. And my video on Monday touched on that too. My video on Monday was like a light version of what I did on Patreon on Sunday, going into like looking at the pop report, extending that out, extrapolating that out to how many packs that would be of each card, the relative rarity of different sets compared to each other, and a lot of people with a lot of confidence.
What would you say is graded though? That's like how much is pulled and not graded?
Before I did the math, before I did the numbers on it, I would have guessed only 10 to 20% of cards are graded, because like that's just like I think grading is fairly deep down a rabbit hole. But looking at the math of it, if you try to, so basically 25,000 pop with a 1 in 2,000 pull rate. If you extrapolate that out, that's 50 million packs. If only 10% are being graded, you've got to multiply that by 10 to adjust for that factor, right? If 20% are being graded, you got to multiply by 5. So 50 million packs goes to 500 million packs. That goes to 5 billion cards if only 10% are being graded. That's not even accounting for what's remaining sealed.
Yeah.
If half is still sealed, I had some people in my comments after me showing the math that like there's like I've heard people say that only 10% of like Sword Shield era product is opened.
There's
what are we talking about? I proved in my video on Monday that there's mathematically no shot that that's the case. I said Evolving Skies. I think I put 80. I was talking about Scarlet and Violet. I was talking about Sword Shield. Clearly by era it would be different, but I think a lot of Scarlet and Violet, it's fairly likely that it might only be 70, 80% at this point. It might only be 60, 70, 80%. Most Sword and Shield, I think it would be closer to 90%. But some people think it's like 80% of the product, 70% of the product is still sealed. And I just don't think that's the case for any Sword Shield era set.
I can't see it at all.
One thing somebody said in my comments too that I might make a follow-up video on, or maybe I'll just talk about it here, talk about it in my live stream, the Chocobos. One thing I love about serialized cards is that if you have a print run of X and you have 77 Chocobos in it, we don't know what the print run is exactly. I don't think we do. But I think there's been something like 65% of the Chocobos already pulled and documented. I think there's already been like 40 something or 50 of the 77 Chocobos documented. As long as they're uniformly distributed, which you think they would be, that gives you a pretty good insight into the fact that like that's roughly the percentage of a product. And there's going to be some amount of Chocobos that are pulled and not documented anywhere. So if anything, that's the lower bound for what percent of product has already been ripped. I would love if Pokemon had a 1 in 100 Charizard in Phantasmal Flames, because instead of it being a $500 box, now it's going to be a $5,000 box, which one, that's great. And then two,
that would be
is
awful.
like
if they did anything like that now, it'd be awful.
The reason that I would love it, the reason that I would love it as a data guy is that when we saw the first one get graded, it's like, okay, there's one. And then over time, a year later, 2 years later, if we see 50 of the 100 serialized Charizards, it's like, oh, that stuff's just all invested in. It's selling for $5,000. Investors selling to investors. It's like, look at the damn pop report, you moron. 58 of the 100 Charizards were pulled. That means 58% of the product was opened. Approximately, it's not going to be exactly 1-to-1, but like that gives you very solid insight and confidence into roughly what percentage of product has been opened. And that's one thing that I would love getting about having serialized cards. There's pros and cons, almost all pros though, in my opinion, to having serialized cards.
No, there's so many cons. There are so many.
Like what? Having too much money?
Not being able to get product. Have Distro keeping it all and backdooring it themselves. I think that would 100% happen. I think that would 100% happen.
For sure. I'll be paying 80% and selling it for 105%, just like now. Those Chinese Mews, it's like I like the idea, I like the concept.
Wild.
But 1,510 cards for $10,000. It's like I'm gonna buy something that is attrition included. I'm gonna buy a Masaki. I'm gonna buy like a Victory Orb. I'm gonna buy, and this is like a vintage versus modern thing, but there are cards as rare or significantly rarer that are way cheap, way more affordable than that card. I'm gonna buy an Art Academy for that price. You can buy an Art Academy of a Pikachu in mint grade, of which 100 were distributed to the winner, and then extra copies. Yeah. But way less than 1,510. That crazy. That Mew blows my mind. I looked at it, and when it was a few grand, I'm like, I feel like that's too high. I feel like it's gonna come down. If that was $1,000, I probably would have bought several. I probably would have gone in on it. But I was way too scared at a few grand, and now it's 10. So
yeah. And did you see the Black Label 125?
Yeah,
that's wild. That's absurd.
So crazy. And at that point, it's probably some Chinese like billionaire or something, and it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? The same way that I just went and spent $20 on Jimmy John's for lunch. It's like they'll spend 120 grand on on a Mew for kicks, or a Cheetozard. That guy on Instagram who's
God,
public,
yeah.
and it's like at that point it doesn't matter. Who cares? But I'm way too broke for all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Why doesn't it surprise me that Dan is like the only person on earth that wants to realize? I think Alex wants it too. I think Nostalgianomics wants it too. So I'm in good company, fellow investor bro, right? we want our stonks to stonk harder.
Yes.
But yeah, I think this was a really good question. I think you can't say universally, because some people think like the extreme. Some people think we'll never go under MSRP again. Every set's going to be $300 at release for forever. No, I'm the only one in the world investing in it. It's going to go to $1 million. It's going to be my retirement in 2030, which maybe it will with the pallets. But then there's some people that there are people that truly think it's all scalpers. It's all investors selling to investors. Nobody actually wants it. Nobody's actually consuming it. I'm not consuming it. Therefore, nobody's consuming it. It's all going to go to zero. And like when I say I think things will go under MSRP, I'm giving some credence to like the immovable object. I'm giving some credence to Pokemon's ability to fire up the printer. This stuff is like in a few year span, they went from printing 2 billion a year to printing 12 billion a year. I think they can get to 50 billion if they want to. I think they're going to do that very cautiously. I think they're going to be very intelligent about it, and they're not going to run to 50 billion a year and just nuke everything, because it could. If they go too high too fast, they could nuke everything, and they could make this stuff like go very, very low again. $30-$40 box of base set like in 2003, 2004. I think they're too smart to do that. So I think they're going to feel it out over a couple year span. But if all this demand is truly there, and if all of it holds, I'm calling it now. They're going to be printing 30 billion cards a year in 2030. My palette of Sword, Shield, Scarlet, and Violet started at 50 grand. That will be like, I mean, that could be knocking on the door of $1 million palette. That $50,000 palette in the span of 5 years, 6 years, 6 years. It would.
I don't know. It's so tough to. We don't know anything, but like, why?
It's impossible.
If they can just flip on the printer and print more, why haven't we seen it? Why are they?
I'm not saying
delaying the mega set or like the pre-release kits for stores. Why are we breaking the mega set up into waves?
So I need to elaborate. The capacity is not there now, but like there's enough paper on Earth. I promise. There's enough foil that could be made. There's enough ink out there. There is no scarce raw material that Pokemon is like we're not limited by the raw material. They're limited by the capacity of the machines as of today. But like printers are not. These are not the brother printer you have at home. These are not the HP inkjet you have at home. But they're not some absurd technological like crazy thing that can't be duplicated. I don't know the numbers, but someone at Pokemon knows the numbers. Someone at Pokemon knows the numbers of what the capital expenditure would be, how many hundreds of millions or how many billions of dollars it would be to just double their line in North Carolina, Millennium Print Group. That I promise you that could be done. And if and when they feel confident enough, the dangerous line that they're dancing though is if there are a lot of people investing, and if they take people's destined from 400 or 350, whatever it's at, down to 150. Say they've printed X. Released to today, they've printed X of Destined Rivals. Whether that's 1 million booster boxes or 2 million booster boxes, we don't know. But whatever it is, it's X. If they print double that again and double that again, the issue is they might not be releasing just X. If you release too much all at once, they might put X out there and then half of you know what I'm saying? You're going to get the multiplicative factor of investors paper handing. You're going to get people who were buying at 300 thinking it was a guaranteed thing that couldn't go down. You're going to get them putting that back onto the market too. So they might try to get the prices down to 150 and they might take them all the way back down to 90 or 80. They might shatter investor confidence. They might make it so people aren't buying as much of the future sets as well. Like that's the line that Pokemon is towing to an extent. And they know this. They know this better than anyone because they're the ones calling the shots. They're the ones making the print orders, and they were there too. Don't think that they weren't there when Chilling Reign and Fusion Strike and Battle Styles, and they're aware of that stuff too. We have our nice little podcast that we talk every week, every other week, and we make videos yelling into the void multiple times a week about all this. They have people that it's their full-time job to navigate all this, and they have doctorates in business things and like global macro things. It's like I have faith in them. I have faith in them, but they do have a harder job than people realize. All the crybaby scalper this, scalper that. If they were given everything they wanted, which they want, everything accessible for everyone, if they had access to everything, they would buy less because of it. Like demand goes down if supply is too high. If supply like overshoots demand, not only so demand is here. If supply overshoots demand, demand actually goes down. So that's where you have the like you have the exponential factor. You get investors to start dumping. You exacerbate the supply. The actually Pokemon Classics made a video several months ago now, I believe, like the bullwhip effect. The bullwhip effect you have later on. It comes too late after the demand has kind of gone down. Then it's so accessible to everyone. When everyone can have it, less people want it. That is a fact. There are so many industries that that's their entire foundation, and Pokemon is included in that. Pokemon is included in that. They need to underproduce demand, or demand will go down significantly.
Yeah, but we're so far from that right now. We're not even close to that.
But again, some of this is being held up artificially, and if you do it too quickly, if you do it too big, you can pass by. Because the thing is, it's not a static line. Demand is not a static line. If you sprint past it, then the line goes further back, and then you're that much further past it, and then it's just a bad situation.
Yeah.
That one led to a long conversation. Pokemonster wants to know any wild predictions at what 30th anniversary set might look like. 251.
Dang it! That's exactly what I was going to say.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no.
Evolutions 2.0, Celebrations 2.0, just more
Gen
towards
2
Johto.
With bringing back Shinings. That's what I would want. That's what I would want to see. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I can't. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Yeah, I have no idea outside of that.
Okay, I'm just making sure I start all the questions. I'm gonna just wild prediction of 251, something like evolutions or generations that's more catered towards Johto instead of Kanto. That's my thought. That's my hope. We'll see what happens. I guess my big hope is they bring Ponchos back, but they do Super Smash Brothers Ponchos. Start with an N64 release, get all of our favorite N64 characters, and then do the Melee one, and then do the Brawl one, and then you have like 100+ characters or whatever in the final ones.
Ooh.
That would be wild.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Doing some Zelda.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Yeah, standing up a new printing facility is a massive capital expenditure and takes a lot of time. Scaling slowly is the best move from their end. That would be it would be like a triple whammy. If they just spend $500 million, a number completely pulled out of nowhere, if they spend hundreds of millions of dollars to double their print run, and then investors get scared and the products all go down sub 80, sub 90 again, then they just are out all that money. Then they're like, they have all this extra print capacity that they're not using. It's like a triple whammy because they spent all that money. Now they're selling less of the new sets because investors are scared and shaking over that fact. And it's just they need to tread cautiously. And if you look at the numbers year over year, if you look year over year, like they 2017, it was 1.9 billion cards in 2017. And then it was 1.5. And then it was 1. Oh, no, hold on. No, that's not a year. I'm not looking at the official source. I'm looking at my spreadsheet from it. But anyways, it's like 10.2 it was last year. I truly think this year we see closer to 15. I think we go back over what the prior year was. I think we see closer to 15, and I think they're gonna tread lightly, but they're gonna start wandering towards 20 billion cards. And if and when things are still crazy, if and when things are still feeling fairly healthy, I think there's a shot we're printing 30 billion cards a year in 2030, and the pallet's doing really, really well.
What's the time frame? Because like, is this year's number, or was the 10.2, was that like the slow period of Scarlet and Violet, or is this next one going to be it?
10.2 was printed between April 1st of 2024 to March 31st of 2025.
Okay,
so
yeah, that was like the lull.
And they operate on some kind of a lag, right? Because the final 3 months of that was early 2025, where surging was surging and Prismatic was going crazy, but they operate on some kind of a lag, so that 10.2 billion number likely only saw the uptick for a month or two.
Yeah.
So had surging not started surging in October, November, it probably would have been 9.5 billion cards or something. It would have been even less than it was. But I think they caught a little bit of the upswing. We don't see the monthly data, so we can't really know for sure. But I mean, given what's going on, I don't think it's far of a leap to say that Pokemon will outdo what they did last year. Well, the year before last, which was 11.9 billion cards. And I think they'll be closer to 13 to 15. But we'll see.
Well, let's hope so. Hope so.
Oh God, Dan's talking about total print counts again by Pokemon Top Signal. Got a stupid little bug in here. Just please, no stupid 30th anniversary stamp. The one from Celebrations is pretty ugly.
No,
we love our stamps, don't we?
I think the stamp is actually good. You have a nice creative 2-5 on Pikachu's red cheeks. Whereas we had this argument in the eBay Live. I think the English stamp is way better than the Japanese stamp. All the Japanese did was put 2-5 in a little gold square. Ooh, how creative!
As long as we get a Quaxley head instead of a Pikachu head for the 30th, I'll be happy. How long before they catch up with chat? This was said 5 minutes ago, so I'm not too far behind.
Ooh.
Java wants fireworks reverses for
that'd be cool. That would be really good.
Julia wants Gen 2 and fireworks. Porque no los dos. A lot of parallels between the Pokemon Company and the Federal Reserve. Yeah, for sure. Alex wants Generations, no stamps. Similar to Generations.
Generations is also good. I don't know. I do kind of like the stamp, actually.
How do you feel about Pokemon Center ETBs, Nick?
I'm actually, believe it or not, I am bullish on Pokemon Center ETBs. I'm not bullish enough to be buying them right now, but I actually have a decent bit of I've got a little bit of Sword and Shield, not much, but then a decent bit. I think I have, when I say decent bit, it's like 4 of each. Obsidian, Paldea 151, Paldean Fates. I think I end at Paldean Fates is what I have up to. But basically 4 of each of all those. And I had bought 8 of each off of Walrus a long time ago, and slowly selling them in the streams. But I've kind of stopped selling them now because of how crazy they've gotten. And I haven't sold them because I do actually think that people are going to want them. And people like stamps. So people are going to always like those promos. ETBs, I think, display better than like booster boxes. So I think people always like collecting ETBs. So yeah, I can definitely see them continuing to do well. Plus the whole that's your most exclusive product. Everyone's paying the same price at release. You're only getting a certain amount directly through Pokemon. So yeah, I do like the idea of PC ETBs.
I don't like them personally. I have bought some here and there in collections. I think I own 0 unless one is hiding somewhere. But I'm not trash talking them because I don't own any. I don't own any. Therefore, I've had this conversation before. I remember I was talking about something in a live stream, and the guy's just like, Dan's just talking down on them. He's trying to reverse shield them because he doesn't have any, and he like wants them or something, or I don't know. Like I missed them, I guess. There's a million things in life I missed, making a lot of money on. I'm doing completely fine in spite of that. I just Pokemon Center ETBs will do their thing without my participation. I'll buy them from time to time for 75 or 80, 85% to immediately just flip them. But yeah, I'm way too much air. Way too much air. Yo Jimbo says, love an ETB, but so much air.
That is definitely true. But for like a collection, like a display, ETBs are so much nicer looking.
I think PC ETBs kind of demonstrate like why institutional money really can't come into Pokemon. Mm-hmm. Institutional money can't come into Pokemon because there's not enough space. It's like institutional money is measured in trillions and billions. Institutional money is not measured in hundreds and thousands or hundreds of thousands. Mm-hmm. I am not institutional money. My money is measured in the hundreds of thousands, and that can't be fit into PC ETBs. For me to buy a position in something, like I have over 10,000 packs of 151. I can fit $100,000 of money into 151 loose packs. And the market doesn't know any different. The market's like, is it in yet? And I'm like, yep, I put it in there. It's $100,000, and it doesn't feel it. It doesn't move at all. Whereas PC ETBs, it's like, try putting 20, 50 grand into a PC ETB. Try getting that. Like, if you're a botter, you can do that, and then you just flip it and you put it wherever else. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like them because they're hard to buy. Experience chat like that one. But yeah, it's like that's the thing. Like, people talking about institutional money, it's just not even reasonable. It's not even reasonable because how do you approach that? Say somebody tasks you with like, hey Nick, I want $50 million in ultra modern Pokemon.
Yeah, that's not happening. Not happening.
What do you do?
I don't think people with people with that kind of money aren't doing that though.
Well, that what's his name? Kevin O'Leary supposedly is allocating
$13 million card.
That's the thing. That's what you need.
$100, $200 cards.
But maybe that's the whole point, though. Maybe someone in chat will push back, and they'll say that's the whole point. That's why it's going to perform so well, because Sword Shield boxes, any of the ones under $25,000 are undervalued. Because when Kevin O'Leary says, hey Dan, put $50 million for me into your pallets, it's just going to make all of them go to those numbers. It's like every $10,000 box will now be $100,000. Every $1,000 box will now be $25,000, and so on. Is that how we're going to get there?
He's not going to do that. He's not. Because think of how much work that requires. You'd have to get a warehouse. You'd have to get people to get your mail and stock your warehouse. It's
with that kind of money, you can do anything.
But why? What's the point?
To make money. Come on, this is better than the S&P 500.
There's so much easier ways to make money. You're not doing that when you're that rich.
Okay, Nick, crush my dreams. Yeah, and Alex PokeCR actually has a good point here, a good retort. You don't like them because they're hard to buy, but that's the reason why it's a great product. And this is gonna sound like bad, but if you want to turn $100 into $1,000, it's probably a decent thing. But I'm not interested in doing that. I'm not interested in turning $100 into $1,000. I'm not operating at that level anymore. And it's not to, like, Warren Buffett has said this before. Warren Buffett, I feel like he said before, like, outperforming the market, whatever market you're in, the smaller amount of capital you have, the easier it is to significantly outperform the market. One is just by, like, working, just by flipping, just by iterating on, like, actually buying it a lower percentage, selling at a higher percentage, making margin. But if you have a fund of $10,000, Warren Buffett could go out there and he could probably 5x what the SP 500 is doing. When he has a market cap, what's the market cap? I'm going to look up the market cap of Berkshire Hathaway. When you have a market cap of, holy crap, Berkshire Hathaway's over $1 trillion market cap. So if Warren Buffett if overnight Warren Buffett became worth $1 million, he would outperform the S&P 500 year over year by 5x probably, with only $1 million, maybe even by more, because it's easier with less money. So it's like, if you have a net worth of $1,000, you should 10x that in a year. And if you have a $1 million net worth, a $10 million net worth, you can't 10x that in a year. Not reasonably, not without taking a crazy amount of risk and getting really lucky. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I guess that makes sense to an extent. And maybe they'll always perform really well. I feel like I would have said this 50% ago. I would have said at some point, I think they're going to stagnate for a long time. But if they double, triple, quadruple again before then you would have been better served buying them today, right? I never know what that point's going to be, but I truly think that's going to happen.
Yeah, it is kind of wild how quickly those have skyrocketed.
Yeah. It is nuts.
And then Pokemonster saying Rudy about how he's got a ton of money and does this. That's because he's super passionate about it too. You're not going to get some random billionaire that's not extremely passionate about this coming in and buying Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet booster boxes. You have to be extremely passionate about it in order to do that. Rudy's just insane for doing what he does.
Timu Rudy, that is way overselling what and who I am. I'm not a fraction.
There's some bad products on Timu.
I'm not a fraction.
That might be a shot at you, actually, Dan.
No, that's like overinflating my ego. I aspire to be a Timu Rudy.
Have you seen some of the stuff on Timu?
I mean, have you seen Rudy? A Timu version of Rudy, that's gonna be a pretty solid investment.
It could be garbage.
That's gonna put me to shame. Dan is Rudy's long lost brother. But yeah, I am completely open and fine missing out on PC ETBs. I don't even go into I think I saw on Discord earlier somebody talking about Pokemon Center potentially dropping something. I just pulled it up and it looks like they dropped Prismatic today. A bundle with Prismatic Evolutions, Pokemon Center ETB, SBM Pin, and Playmat bundle. Like, I'm not going to open a browser. I'm not going to wait for 3 hours to turn $65 into $300. I don't care to. I would rather just go through my emails, go in and buy stuff at 70 to 95% and then sell it. Like, I'm just not operating. Oh, that was yesterday. I'm so far behind the times. I was at the zoo yesterday. Yesterday and today, my wife had school. She had superintendent's conference day, but my kids didn't have school. So like I barely worked yesterday and today again to close off my summer. Oh, today's supposed to be the Megazard set. But yeah, I'm not a big stamp guy. I'm not a big variant guy. The Pull Father will be retired multiple times over if and when the prize packs ever do what these PC ETBs are doing. Or maybe they already have. I don't even know.
What are your thoughts on those? I don't like them. I hate to say it.
I don't like any of the variant stuff. I don't like PC ETBs. PC ETBs made me quit my ETB collection because it's like I don't want that many variants. I don't like this. I had an ETB collection of every ETB sealed from Plasma Storm to current, and then the Chilling Rain ones came out, and I'm like, this is dumb. I quit, and part of it was like they had gone up so much, and I sold them all for crazy gains as well.
It's the same as like proof and mint sets. Your ETBs are your mint sets. Your PC ETBs are proof sets. You don't mind that.
Then what's the silver proof set?
Oh, we need another ETB.
Yeah. We need a platinum PC ETB. I honestly, I like coins. I don't like what the U.S. Mint does. The U.S. Mint just they extract dollars out of people like crazy. I mean, no different than the Pokemon Center, but no, I don't collect any of that stuff. Do you collect proof and mint sets still today?
Yeah, every year I do the mint, the proof, the silver, and then the silver eagles.
So you just get them like $1,000 every year.
I don't think it's not that much.
Is it a collection? Is it an investment?
No, it's collection.
I was gonna say those are gonna perform like so terribly, I think, ROI wise.
Well, look at the like the 80s, 90s proof sets. They're like $5-10.
I used to flip on eBay. I bought a collection of like 1964 all the way. Maybe it was even 1950 because it had a lot of the ones in the manila envelopes that were the actual silver ones before like they needed to be the special silver ones because they all had 90% silver. But I had like a 1950 to 1999, and then once you hit the mid 90s, you got like the prestige proof set and the premier proof set. Like holy crap, there were so many different variants, and I broke them all down. Some of them I broke out and I just sold as like so many ounces of like 90% proof silver, and holy crap, those things were nuts. Nick is a nerd.
Oh, wow. But what were we talking about? There was something I wanted to say.
I don't remember.
Oh, the prize packs.
Well, that's right.
I think it's a cool idea for Pokemon to do that, but I don't like the idea that it's just the same set card with a stamp on it. I wish it was like the Pop series where it was its own unique set. And then I also wish it was smaller sets too. The prize pack sets are absolutely massive.
Yeah, I don't like variants much at all. I like back in my collector boy days, I didn't collect unlimited everything. I did have for base because it was base. I had first edition Shadowless unlimited 4th print. So I was a variant guy with base, but I wasn't doing unlimited. I'm not an error guy. I'm not even a reverse holo guy. That's how little I like variants. Give me one version of each card uniquely numbered. I don't want 17 variants of the same card with the same number. I'm not observant enough to even know what the differences are. So I just want, like, I have my Metazoo set in front of me that I still haven't put in a binder yet. But telling the difference between like holos and reverse holos, it's not that complicated. But just give me the base regular rarity of each card. Like, I'm not saying I don't like alt arts because they're numbered separately in the set. I'm just saying I'm not observant enough to pick out like, well, 10 of these cards are numbered 50 out of 250, and they all have a slight difference. I give me 50, 51, 52. Don't give me 10 things with the same number. I don't want to have to look that hard. My eyes are not that good. Yeah. Which, with coins, I did my origin in coins was the Whitman folders. So I was discerning S, D, and P mint marks, which a lot of the Philadelphia didn't even have the mint mark. If it was missing the mint mark, it was Philadelphia. But I think my ultimate goal for coins someday when I go back to it is just like a type set. Like, I want a Lincoln Wheat Penny. I don't want the SVDB, the S, the VDB, the P. Like, I don't want all of those. I want like one from 1909 to 1958. Yeah. And then I want one. But these days, it's like our modern coinage too. It's like between, oh man, I'm going to test myself here. They had I know the Lincoln Wheat Pennies were 1909 to 1958. And then the Lincoln Memorial coins from 1959 to like 2000 and whatever. They've done like 7 different pennies in the past 10 years. Yeah. And they're doing the statehood quarters. They did 50 quarters over 10 years. And then they did America the Beautiful. And then they did like Holy
national
crap! You can't.
parks, territories.
Yeah,
I don't know
you
what they're
can't
doing
keep up
now.
with everything.
No.
It's like it's way too much for me. It's like give me one of each unique thing, and then I'll just stop everything at the year 2000 because they just got too crazy with it all. Honestly, I'm clearly a vintage guy in coins, not a vintage.
Yeah, no, they do make it tough to keep up. They do make it tough to keep up.
It's way too much. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that tells you how we feel about PC ETBs.
Good question. Good question.
Very good question. Dan and Nick, if scalping becomes lucrative and prices come down, how would that impact your ability? If scalping is lucrative right now, so are you saying if scalping stops being lucrative and prices, yeah, and prices come down, how would that impact your ability to source packs for streams? How would you have to adjust? I'd click buy. If I could do today what I was doing like 5 years ago with respect to distro, well, not 6 years ago. If distro was like 6 years ago in today's environment, I would go to my distro, I would put in $50,000 worth of product, I would click buy, and I would have a pallet 3 days later, and it would be a glorious world. So I would love it. I would love it. Margins would come down. I would have to thin my margins, but like if product, most of my job right now is just sourcing packs, and I would rather spend less time with that and make less money.
I 100%. I think everyone agrees because Alex and Nostalgianomics has talked about this too. How he'd rather be able to do that. And then I also do think like you're gonna have more people, or you're gonna have less people looking to buy packs. So more people are gonna be willing to work with you and sell you packs for cheaper prices. Because there's not going to be as many buyers. Right now, it's like you can go to 10 different people, and every single one of those people is going to want to buy your packs.
Yeah, I'd much and then the concerns about potentially weighing and resealing and blah blah blah, all those concerns go away. It makes it so much easier. I would frankly love it. And demand, like, enough is a thing. Enough is a word that exists in the English language, and it exists very firmly in my vocabulary. I'm making more than enough right now. I would be happy to be able to significantly reduce my workload to make less money. I would be fine taking a 70% cut to my needed work hours and making half the money, honestly. Like that is my goal. That was my summer in some respects, but and he did say less lucrative in the comment after, so that I couldn't highlight it at the same time. But I think instead of selling 120,000 packs year to date, would that number have only been 60,000 packs, 70,000 packs? I don't know. But I've talked with some people that have been running rip and ships. I've only been running since October. So we started, I guess KetchumAllCollectibles coming to live streaming caused the boom, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Because October, that's when the viewership went up on YouTube. That's when the boom started really booming. So I guess you're welcome, or sorry, everyone. It was us. But I've talked with people that have been streaming for 5 years, or five might be pushing it, 3 years. They streamed in 2023 when most boxes were available under 100. And it wasn't what it is today, but it was plenty. It was plenty to get by. It was enough. And I'm looking forward to getting back to where I'm not making, not that I'm making too much now. I'm not saying I'm making too much, but I'm making significantly more than enough. And I'll be fine to make that pivot back.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone says that, oh, well, there's so much money. I saw it earlier in this chat. Everything's sitting on the sidelines. Everyone's just got billions of dollars and trillions of dollars to put into Pokemon once it starts downturning. But you won't, though, because when a box is $350, what is Destined right now? It's like $350, isn't it, or something?
I think it's
crazy?
Close. Maybe like $330, $340.
So the thing is, like, if and when it happens, if and when Destined goes from $350 to $300 to $250 to $200, people will be like, Dan might have been right. It might go under MSRP. And I didn't say the box, I said the packs. But people will be like the stupid thing is, you look back on a chart. You look back on a chart of the S&P 500, and it's like, there's a bottom you should have bought. There's a bottom you should have bought. You don't know it's a bottom until months or years later. So it's like, if and when Destin starts going down, people will wait. People who say they'll buy it all at this number or that number or that number. A lot of them will wait. It'll go down to 200, and then it'll rocket off to 1,000. And a lot of people that say they're waiting to board the train will never have boarded the train. A lot of people will just perpetually be on the sidelines. Yeah, I don't know. Sounds like a skill problem. Get good, Dan. I've got my 4 cases.
Wow.
I've got my 4 cases. If and when that's all I ever have, I'll be fine. It is what it is. I think I'll be able to add a fair bit more. And if not, like, I'd rather add Destin Rivals in 3 years at $500 a box than today at $350 a box. Because I'll feel so much more confident about the price point. I don't feel confident about the price point at all, really, right now.
I don't know.
This is the same thing. This is the same thing said a different way. I'm going to be saying the same exact thing, but I'm just saying it in a different fashion. I'd rather add Sword Shield right now. I'd rather add any Sword and Shield box that's $350 and under, as opposed to Destin Rivals. Like, I didn't add more than when they were sub 200 years ago because I thought it was too high at the time. But I'm happier to add. Let me get a couple prices in front of me. I'm happier to add Astral Radiance at 378 than to add Destin Rivals at 350. Is Destin Rivals a better set than Astral Radiance? Probably. Yes. I'm probably in agreement with that. But I'd rather add Astral Radiance at 378. And I'm not saying that's guaranteed to be better. I'm not saying that's guaranteed to do better. I just think it will. I think it will. I think I'll have a better future point to add more money into Destin. And if I'm wrong, it is what it is. Some people, if they're wrong, some people are taking bets that if they're wrong, they're like not making rent. They're paying 30% interest on their credit cards. And that's not my reality.
I hope that's not many people.
Some amount of people.
Can't see, yes, of course. I can't see that being the majority of people, though.
At what price point are boxes sold mostly between sellers for rip and ships? I don't know what that means. Like, at what percentage?
I think at like WotC boxes, are those going to collectors, or are they going to people who are ripping the boxes where they're so expensive?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Astro being better than Destin Rivals is going to age like spoiled milk. I'm not like, again, time frames always matter. I'm talking about buying it today over more the short to intermediate term. I think buying Astral today at, what was it again? 380. I think over the 12 to 24 month span, I think Astral at 380 is going to age significantly better than Destin at 340.
I don't know. I think that's a terrible example, because I would go Destin in that case. But if you said, say, like, would you rather one evolving or so many destined, then I would go evolving, because then I would agree with you, because it's older, less likely.
I would go evolving there too, but I would genuinely
go. I just think Astral over destined
for the short to intermediate term. For like 5 to 10 years, though, no, I'd probably go destined then. Mm-hmm. And like all this is hypothetical. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I will tell you exactly what I'm doing. I have 4 destined rivals. I have 3 Astral Radiance. So like, that's what I'm actually doing. A lot of people just like pontificate and theorize and talk about, oh, this is so much better than that. This is guaranteed SP 500. This, how much do you have? I have 1 box.
Yeah.
This is guaranteed $5,000 box within 10 years. How many do you got? I've got 3 loose packs under my bed.
And a pack wrap.
That stuff drives me crazy. The overconfidence and then the undercommitment. It's like, if you're gonna be, talk versus walk, cosplay investor, all those things that I always say. There we go. BB's on my side. Purely for price now and in 12 to 24 months. Yes, I'm probably selecting Astral over Destined.
That's a wild take.
I don't think it is at all.
That's such a why. Do you sell? How much Astral do you sell? I haven't sold an Astral Radiance pack in I don't even know how long.
Shockingly, we had like a 2-week span where somebody blew through it. So it's like anecdote. It's not going to apply to everyone, but our 2025 Astro Radiance sales are 4,122 packs.
That's insane.
It's a banger. Invest now.
Wild.
Almost as much Astro as we sold Brilliant. We sold 4,500 Brilliant.
Yep. Why? That's
I don't know.
Crazy. That's crazy.
No bounty ever on Astral. We had a couple of weeks where people just destroyed it. I don't know why. Maybe my price glitched. Maybe I was super cheap or something. But yeah, in March and April, I think it was the end of March, early April, people were just destroying Astral. Was there like a big IR or trainer gallery or whatever that hit? There we go. Kiki Jiki coming in.
It's Star You, whatever one.
That card probably popped, and then a couple of weeks we had a couple of people go big on it. But I don't know. Like I said, this is an exercise that I did. It's Groundhog's Day all over again. I did this exercise with Destined Rivals versus 151 in a live stream like 2 months ago. So what do you think the odds? I'm going to open up a spreadsheet right now as we speak, live on YouTube.
Oh God.
Let me open up a drive.
Live spreadsheeting with Dan. Get your pillows out, everyone.
There's nothing like opening up a fresh spreadsheet. You see all that blank space.
He was just complimenting me about how I stayed awake this whole time. About to pass out.
Hold on. So you see all that blank space, and you think what the future might hold.
The future might hold?
So let's get our size. So item, I need to make this way bigger. What do you think the odds are that Astral? So Astral Radiance booster box, and then we've got Destined Rivals booster box. So we're going to do today's price. What did I say? 380. Is this going to mess up? Yeah, this is going to mess up if I don't have enough tabs open. Or maybe I have too many tabs open. So Astral is 380 and Destined is 340. Let me be accurate. 378 and 338. So what do you think the odds are that Astral doubles from here?
In what time frame? What time frame are we talking about?
In a year. What are the odds that Astral doubles in a year?
Astral doubling in a year. I don't think they're very good. I'm gonna say 25%.
Okay. What do you think the odds are that it's just flat over the next year?
Flat. I'm gonna say I don't think it's gonna be flat. I'll say 25, 25, and 50.
Okay. So
like
25%.
25 it doubles, 25 it stays the same, 50% there's some type of movement.
Okay, so 50% chance that it's up some amount.
Yeah.
This is going to be I don't know what we'd call it up, but somewhere between 378 and 756. Let's call it. Let's be conservative. Let's say there's a 50% chance that there's a 50% chance that it's $400.
Yeah.
So then Destined Rivals, what are the odds that in a year it is doubled? What are the odds that in a year, under 2 years released, Destined is $676?
See, I hate when it's Destined now. I don't think it's gonna be. I can't see it doubling at all. I'm gonna go 0.
5%. You can't say 0. Let's be generous and say 5%. I think it would be 0.005%. What are the odds that it's 338 in a year?
I don't think it's good. I really don't think. I'm gonna go I'm going to go, what am I going to go? I'm going to go 10%.
One thing we should have done, this is on me. So what are the odds that Astral halves? Because there's a chance things can go down. So half of the price would be 189 and 169. We need to allocate some percent chance that Astral goes down. So we'll take away from this to say, what are the odds that goes down?
Oh, so wait, what did I had...
You gave 25% chance flat, 25% chance doubling, and then 50% chance of being up a little bit to 400. What are the odds that it halves, though?
Oh, I'm going to say no. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to say
so 5%.
Mr. Technicality.
Let's say 5%. So to make it all add to 1, we have to make that 45% chance that it only goes slightly up. So what we're going to do here at the end is we're going to calculate the EV of both of these sets in a year. And we're going to demonstrate why I'm choosing Astral over Destined on the short term. So there's only a 5% chance Destined doubles to 676 in a year. And I know this is a horrible spreadsheet that doesn't have units, that doesn't have all the things that it should have. I apologize, but I'm working on it. But yeah, so only a 5% chance Destined doubles in a year. What are the odds that Destined halves in a year? What are the odds that Destined goes down to 169? Nearly MSRP.
I can't see it. I can't see it. I'm gonna say it's higher than doubling, but not
and
maybe.
It's,
what?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say
we gave a 5% chance that Astral halves. So like
yeah, I'm gonna say let's go 15.
I was gonna say 15 or 20% to be very conservative in my opinion. 15% chance that it to be very conservative, I think. And let's get rid of all these stupid extra things. I know people, this must be doing great things. Oh no, I hit percent. This must be doing great things for our viewership.
Our viewership's at an all-time low.
Why did I hit percent? There we go. These need to be percent again. I'm messing this up bad. Don't spreadsheet live on YouTube.
Don't spreadsheet.
Or do. Okay. So now what are the odds that Destined Rivals goes up a little bit, the same percentage? So let's do this times this over this. Just like what are the odds that it goes up equivalently to what we gave Astral to $358? And then what are the odds that it's the same?
So wait, what do I have left?
We have 80% we have to use up. So are we gonna say like?
I'm gonna say. Are we gonna say? No, it's not even. I'm gonna say 80% left. I'm gonna say 60-20. 60 on that it's more. 20% that's the same. Okay.
So now the EV of Astral Radiance in a year is gonna be this times this, and I know if I did it in a smart way, I would have been able to do a sum product plus this times this plus this times this plus this times this. So the EV of Astral Radiance in a year, we would expect Astral Radiance as like a weighted calculation, knowing that it could go down, knowing that it could go up. We're firmly on the fence where any investor should be because things can go up or down. So Astral Radiance should be about $473 in a year, adjusted for the potential outcomes. Now, what's Destined Rivals? Destined Rivals in a year would be, I should just be able to drag this down now. Why can I not drag this down?
Because you're live.
Why is it doing this to me? I'm just going to copy paste it. So Destined Rivals would be 341. Now, those are in terms not adjusted. So let's do our actual growth rate. So this minus this over this again. So what did I do? Oh, I didn't. PEMDAS, you need your parentheses. No, what did I do? This. Oh, yeah, I put the parentheses in the wrong spot. So our Astral Radiance, we think, will have gone up by 20%. So, and every time I'm investing, speculating in something over the long term, I'm running to an extent these calculations. What are the percent chances it goes up and how much does it go up? What are the percent chances it goes down and how much does it go down? And what's the weighted average of those extended across all possible outcomes? This is what people with a brain should be doing. But most people in Pokemon seem to just say, line go up, me make money, bye. Well, like that's so then doing the same thing for Destined Rivals, you made 0.98% expected on Destined Rivals, and you're making 20% expected on Astral Radiance. Like and I did this in my live stream. I didn't do it with a spreadsheet. I feel like we needed the spreadsheet this time. But I was having a back and forth with somebody on Destined Rivals versus 151 loose booster packs. And it's like, what are the odds? I think the odds are even more stark in favor of 151 booster packs than Destined Rivals. Astral Radiance is not super attractive. I'm not trying to say Astral Radiance is amazing. I'm trying to make the argument that Destined Rivals is 4 months old. And in my opinion, you have to put an uncomfortably high number that you lose half your money. And honestly, we use these numbers. I'm not comfortable or in agreement with these numbers. My true numbers, I think there's a 40% chance that it goes to 169. I think the odds of it doubling are actually 1%. I think the odds of it staying flat are like, you would have to expand it more. I think the most likely number that Destined Rivals is in 1 year, I think it's like 250 or something. I think it's 200 to 250. I think it's down some. So we didn't even allocate like a percentage towards that number, but I think there's like an 80% chance it's between 200 and 250. So that would make this number even worse if I put my true numbers in here. But a very simple thing with Destined and with 151, what are the odds 151 loose packs have? Again, it's not 0, but it's pretty damn close. I'm gonna put 1% just to round up to the closest percent. What are the odds 151 doubles in a year? It could triple. I could see 151 being $30 in a year. Could you see Destined Rivals being 1,000 in a year? It could, but I would give a 1%. So Destined Rivals, I would give a 40% chance of having in the next year. And some people wouldn't be as high. But like, I'm not telling you what to think. I'm telling you how to think. I'm telling you think. Not telling you what to think, but please do it. Please do it. Put your fingers on your ears, not to cover them. Please take the message in. There's something that exists between your two fingers when they're at or near your ears. Listen to it. Use it. I think this thing has turned off a lot of people's brains. I think this market has truly turned off a lot of people's brains, and it's just scary to me. It's scary to me how firm people will get on certain things. But yeah. Anyways. How long was that little spreadsheet tutorial there? I lost my tab with our live stream viewership. What are we at? How many did we lose?
I can't see it on mine.
Oh, 78, I see. I forgot it's on mine on StreamYard. But I truly think that's how we got squeaks in here. $5,000 Mew UPCs, 100% chance. I like the EV calculation on that. I think more people need to do that. I think more people need to think critically. I think more people need to include to some extent. I'm not saying you don't need to agree with me that there's a 40% chance Destined Rivals could go down to 169. But you need to be realistic with yourself, and you need to be realistic that maybe it's not 169. Maybe it's 2.25, 250. Well, if you put money, I'm as confident as I can be that Astral is not going down 50%. If Astral goes down 50%, Destined has gone down 80%. Maybe not 80%.
No, I wouldn't agree with that.
What mechanism could cause Astral?
It's just such a bad set.
Yeah, but
it's
what
such
mechanism,
a terrible set.
What functionally happens in the world, in the market, where Astral drops 50% and Destined doesn't drop more?
Because Destined is just that much better of a set.
How's Astral going to drop 50%?
I don't see Astral dropping 50%, but if it does, I don't think Destined comes down more than Astral Radiance.
But Destined easily could drop 50% if they just decide to print it. Maybe not easily.
Yeah, it could.
I might be saying easily too easily, but I think my message is BB says Destined could go down for sentiment alone. Not even negative sentiment. You do not need negative sentiment towards Destined for it to go down. What if Mega Evolution, and I know this is the case, Mega Evolution is going to be the best set of all time. way better than Destined. Phantasmal Flames is going to be the best set of all time, way better than Mega Evolutions. The next set is going to be the best set, and the next set is going to be the best set.
No,
and when you have,
yes, you hear that from like 10 people on YouTube. That is not how everyone thinks, though.
That is how everyone thinks, Nicholas.
That is not how everyone thinks.
Welcome to the Pokemon market.
Absolutely not how everyone thinks.
Ironically, it's not. It is and it isn't at all. Because like when Scarlet Violet came out, when Paldea Evolved came out, like they were sub 100, and now Paldea Evolves over $400. But my biggest point is like I'm fine missing on Destined. If I miss on Destined, I'm gonna likely like if Destined goes to 500 in that world, where my money is in Evolving instead, where my money's in Crown Zenith instead, where my money's in 151 instead, I'll be perfectly fine missing. Destined going to 1,000. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that little exercise, it made some amount of sense, right? Like it demonstrated why. I think it hopefully it makes sense to people why. Again, 10 years it's different. 10 years, change the numbers. What are the odds either box is down 50% in 10 years? I won't ever say 0, but like I'm going to put 0.0001%. And then what are the odds that like I truly think Destined could beat Astral to like $2,500, even though it's that much newer and whatever. Like I think both, and as a bear in the Pokemon hobby, I think both will be $2,000 boxes someday. I think Destined could beat it there, but I don't think it's coming in the next 5 years. But it definitely could too. It could evolve its guys. If we're printing 30 billion cards a year in 2030, Destined Rivals will almost certainly be over 1,000 if the demand continues to be that high.
Case, yeah.
So it's I never bet on Diamond and Pearl. Palkia and Dialga, yeah. I don't know. I think that was a fun little different thing. How many times have we done a live spreadsheet build on PokeFlipz?
That might be a first. That might be a first.
Hopefully not the last. Squeaks for president. I don't know what he's saying. Oh, here we go. We don't need our brains anymore, Dan. You're behind. We have ChatGPT now. I should have pulled up ChatGPT instead of a spreadsheet. Maybe I could have talked ChatGPT into being on my side. I think ChatGPT likes to agree with you quite a bit, depending on which version you have, depending on how you've trained it. Experience shares with me.
Hey, you guys agree on something for once.
Destined is a better set. No one is disagreeing. The takeaways are safer right now. There were people disagreeing with me, even over like the 12-month time frame, which to me is just like, and I'm saying all that knowing that I could be wrong. I could be wrong in that, like in 12 months, Astro could be negative 2%. It could be $335 a box. And Destined could be $400 a box. And you could have made more money. Like, I'm not telling you to do it. I'm telling you what I think and why. And I'm never telling people what to do aside from think. Don't think like I do. Don't think like Nick does. Think for yourself. Use your brain. A lot of people don't these days. It's very underrated using the old brain. Dan's just jealous he's not the robot that people listen to. Oh, man. Two things that some Destined Rivals boxes sold today for $360 on eBay already, and one factor you guys not considering is how liquid it is. One box is all right, but when buying 50 plus boxes, which is better? Which liquid?
I would say both are super liquid.
I'm extremely confident. I don't have 10 cases of Astral, but if I had 10 cases of Astral, there's multiple people I could reach out to that I'm pretty sure I could transact 10 cases of Astral at 95% of market. 95% of 338 I could get on Destined or Astral. And I could do that with a private sale almost definitely. In today's market, not forever, but I could also do that through Probstein. I could just send cases to Probstein, and I think both of them would easily get 95%. Now, if you've got 1,000 cases, I'm more where like liquidity matters more, and Destined would probably be the more liquid of the two on 1,000 cases. But like, I literally have 3 cases. Nick, how many Astral do you have? We talked about.
I got 2 of
earlier.
Sword and Shield.
So yeah, I don't know. Let me go back to make sure. And I'm not even picking Astral because I love Astral. I'm not trying to pump Astral. I picked Astral because it was close-ish to the box price, to the per box price of Destined. I like a lot of things a lot more than Astral. The biggest thing that I like right now, the biggest thing that I've added on net to my portfolio is loose 151 packs. Oops, I put my spreadsheet back. I was trying to remove it from the background. Oh, there it is. But the biggest thing that I've added on net in the past 3 months is loose 151 packs. And I added most of them at 9, and now I've been adding them at closer to 10 recently. So, but I've been adding them since March at 9 a pack, and they were pretty flat for 6 months. And in that 6-month span, they were a pretty bad ad in hindsight, because in the time that I was adding 151 and it stayed flat for 6 months, there were things that were doubling left and right. But like, that's just the way that it goes sometimes. And I don't know when, but I'm pretty sure, I'm really sure that at some point, just like Crown did in January, February, I think you're going to wake up and boom, 151 is going to be $20 a pack. Relatively soon. I don't know when, but relatively soon.
Yes, I can definitely see that.
They're already $20 a pack inside of sealed products. Look at the UPCs, look at the ETBs. They're already like a massive premium. The booster bundle displays, not the loose bundles, but the bundle displays are like $20 a pack. It's it's crazy.
And then even the singles are starting to move. The Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur.
This whole market's nuts. Did I mess something up, BB? I don't think I messed anything up in my calculation, but I definitely could have.
Fudging his numbers to make a point. That's what it is.
Oh, I did. I see what he's talking about. So I made I did. If anything, it would have just made the numbers. We like bigger numbers. So let me go back just to tie up that loose end. Thank you, BB. So I was calculating gains. I was calculating percent gains. So it's difference over. I did the denominator as the new price. I should have done the denominator as the old price, which would be a percent growth from its current price. So a minor thing. The numbers were still relatively proportional. But yeah,
I don't know. That kind of changes everything there.
Yeah. Now our expected value of Astral has gone up 25%. Our Destined Rivals is up 5.5%. But yeah, thank you, BB. Thank you, BB, for the accuracy there on the percent gains.
Squeaks.
Bigger number, better. Oh, what he said.
BB brought the spreadsheet back. F off.
He tied up a loose end. I would have not known why I couldn't sleep well tonight, and it would have been eating at me. I would have been like, something feels off in the universe. But BB saved me. BB saved me. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss any other comments while I was ranting on my spreadsheet. But how many people are really buying Team Up for 10K to keep sealed? I think at that point it's mostly for rip and shippers.
See, I think the opposite. I think everyone buying Team Up at 10K is keeping it sealed. Because what is that? I think that's way more than you can get loose packs for, isn't it?
Yeah, that's like $260 a pack, probably. Almost 300.
10,000 divided by 36. 277.
I don't know.
I don't know. 200 loose packs, 220, 230.
Because when I was setting up for the mega anniversary stream, it feels insane. But like I looked at Furious Fist. Like that box is cheap. I paid like $3,600 or something for it, and it's like, oh, that's only $100 a pack, broken in a stream amongst 36 people. That's easy to do. Like we're on pace to do on Fanatics Live, $4 million this year. We're doing over $10,000 a day on average. So to break it, like we probably could do a team up box. We probably could have 36 people or 20 something people, a couple people buying 2 packs. We probably could just break a team up box. We haven't, but like we're breaking casually for the first Saturday in September. We're breaking a Breakthrough, a Furious Fist, an Evolutions, and a Steam Siege, just casually, and it's gonna evaporate. It's gonna just be gone without even a thought, without even trying that hard. We've already pre-sold 8 packs. We haven't advertised it yet. This is my first time talking about it. I'm going to do like a reel about it. It's going to be posted on a couple different Instagrams. I think we're going to fairly easily break it. So what percent though? What percent are keeping them sealed? What percent are ripping them? I don't know, but I could see either happening. Me personally, I would buy one to rip on a stream. I could never buy one to keep sealed. I would just be so scared that it's resealed, that it's something's wrong with it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think I do think, because it's such a bad set to open. It's so bad. It's a terrible opening experience.
Yeah, I don't know. What you've broke a few XY Era boxes this year, haven't you?
What did I do?
Or did you do Sun and Moon?
Evolutions. Sun and Moon I did a lot of. XY we did Evolutions. We did one other one. I forget. I think we did 2 or 3 XY, and then like 4 or 5 Sun and Moon.
See, if this is the basis of your calculus, I can't help you. I don't see a place where distro would charge anything less than triple normal distro prices for a 4-month-old box. 3-month-old, sorry, 3-month-old, because it was end of May, right? Little over 3-month-old. Nego Store, if you don't see a place where distro could charge anything less than triple wholesale on a 3-month-old box, I can't help you. I'm sorry. I have failed you. I don't know how to respond to that. Maybe we get a reprint, and maybe distros just want to move it, and maybe there's like a couple million boxes distributed amongst all the distributors, and maybe not. Like we genuinely might never be offered Destin again from distro under $310 a box. You might be right, but your decision making going into that, like, oh, they won't. How could they? If that's your decision making, like,
I agree with you, AP. That comment is directly for you, Dan. For Rick, there's no shot he actually believes that.
I don't know about this individual in particular. These people exist.
They don't.
No one would ever. Nick, I promise you, Nick, in the last boom, I had phone calls with people who were buying, and this is different because this is sealed and that was slabs. But I had phone calls with people that were buying $7,000-$8,000 PSA 9 base unlimited Charizards, that were buying $1,000 Eevees and Pikachus, that were buying PSA 9 complete Shadowless Hollow sets for $30,000. And they were asking me what I thought, like, what are the odds they might go down? What are the odds they double 10x? And it's like, these people are just, you can't help them. Some people. I'm telling you, maybe that one is rage bait, but I promise you, there are people that think distro would never, could never. Nick, why would they sell it? It can't go down.
I don't. That doesn't make. Are these people watching PokeFlipz? Are they that involved and that dumb?
I don't know.
I can't see it.
Nego Store, are you just picking on me? Are you just rage baiting me? I'm gonna blow up.
Now I hope he is. I'm sorry if you're that dumb.
And the crazy thing is, like, some people have been fairly dumb recently and made a shit ton of money. So they're going to get dumber. Like, the brain will go further off. I'm telling you, like, I lean towards that being real. I'm like 90% sure that's real.
I can't see that. I don't know.
Like,
people are watching TLC.
I mean, yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Dan about to call Nego Store's mom and give her a stern word about her child. Hey, you guys are still alive. Just jumping in. Did the crash happen yet? The crash hasn't happened, but the crash out is happening. I'm crashing out from these comments. I'm not gonna turn the lights red. Not on PokeFlipz. Not on the last day of summer. I mean, come on. Yeah, that's part of it too. It's like if enough people are really, really dumb together, they'll end up being right. And just because, like, well, man, I I already commented it publicly on a YouTube video, but I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't talk about I don't like React content. I don't like talking about other people's content, not in front of them.
Do it.
But
it.
I'm gonna have to message Alex to get this guy's contact information, and I'm talking behind his back right now, but I promise you I will say this to his face. Like, do you guys know, a lot of people in here probably watch Alex. Alex just had that investor guy on recently, and
yeah.
Let me set the stage, Nick. If anyone doesn't know the lore,
I'm already going to agree with you on this.
If anyone doesn't know the lore, this guy years ago, like 2 years ago maybe, on Alex's channel, he said that he buys scratch-off tickets by the roll because it makes your odds better or something. So, like,
are you going to be talking about his crap strategy?
Yes. So this guy years ago, he said you buy a roll of lottery tickets because it evens out your odds. They're negative EV. The math is negative EV. So the more you buy, the more you lose. And Alex, Nostalgia Alex, if you're watching, I'm sorry to be picking on your guest. The guy seems pretty smart. Like, I think the guy, he's probably good at his job. He writes a bunch of articles for Seeking Alpha. He seems like a fairly bright guy, but he is just so off on the math on this. Like, a couple years ago, I don't have the clip handy, but he said, like, you buy the whole roll so that you get better odds.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not how it works. He said yesterday or 2 days ago, whenever it was, he said that he told Alex live on YouTube that he has a crap system, that, he hasn't done it yet and he hasn't tried it, but he's pretty good at math. And that's so scary. Like, blackjack, I will give you blackjack mathematically. Google it. ChatGPT will verify it for you. You can count cards in blackjack when the deck has more tens. Only if the blackjack pays 3-2. So many tables now. Ask Nick and I, because we walk around a casino. It's like it's hard to find a 3-2 blackjack. A lot of them are 5-4 or 6-5 or whatever it is. And those chances, counting cards, you still won't have an edge. But if you find the perfect game with the perfect rules and you count cards perfectly, you can get a fraction of a 0.1% edge for a little while. Only in certain shoes for a finite amount of time. But this guy said that the pass line in craps and 3 consecutive this and 2 of that, and you bet on this. No, it's math. It's math. Like, it is just math. You can't bet your way out of a roulette table. You can't bet your way out of craps. They are mathematically designed to be plus EV for the casino. Alex, I'm gonna text you. I'm gonna text you right now. I'm crashing out on PokeFlipz. I'm crashing out on PokeFlipz right now. Tune in about your guest. I'm literally texting him right now so that I don't forget.
Oh God.
I'm crashing out on Flips.
I thought the same thing when I heard that, though.
Your guest crap strat.
There's no shot. There's no shot.
About your guest crap strat. I need his email so that I'm not just talking behind his back. I promise
you're gonna have a whole live on crap strategies.
And it's weird because it's like he's like a professional. He's like in the space, in the investing space, and his opinion is like regarded. And I don't know him at all. I've never read one of his articles, but presumably he's probably fairly intelligent. But fairly intelligent people can have big blind spots. They can have big misses at times. Just because someone's smart in certain areas doesn't mean you should blindly trust them in everything. And I'm saying that about me too. I might have a blind spot about certain things, but I'm telling you, like, and I will apologize if his system proves to be mathematically like plus EV. I guess for the past 100 years, every casino in Vegas, every casino in Atlantic City, they're going to remove the craps game. Because I promise you, if he found an exploit to 100, how old is craps? How old is craps? Let's look it up. If he found an exploit,
there's no shot. It would have been
1,000 years
a
old.
long time ago.
They don't know of the exact origin, but like I promise you, 1125 AD by Sir William of Tyre, he did not just crack 1,000-year-old game. I promise.
No.
But like, I've been in casinos, standing at a roulette wheel, and I've seen people betting this way, that way. Oh, there's a system. Oh, it hasn't hit black in 7 spins, and so it doesn't become more likely to hit black. I don't care. Like, if it hits red 1,000 times in a row, the wheel's probably broken. Something's going on. Like, that's a different conversation. But like, that's scary. That is so scary. There are people in the space that think that they can beat craps. And this guy, like, he might be a Deca millionaire. I don't know his situation, but he's investing in Pokemon. And I'm going to take his takes differently in Pokemon because he thinks he has a crap system. Like that's just scary. That is scary. Is that not scary, Nick?
That was wild. That was wild.
I bet Dan thinks Shoots and Ladders is all luck too. And like, Alex pushed back a little bit. Alex, I could see the look on his face, and I could see.
I think he wanted to just get past that because it doesn't make us any sense. There's how you even believe that and talk about it is just wild.
But context: a year or two ago, I will like. I hope I live 50 years. I will never forget that guy saying that buying a whole roll of lottery tickets is better. I will remember that the rest of that scarred me down deep. That scarred me. That was painful. I bet if I had a basketball in my hand, the extent to which I'm junking, I could probably dunk a basketball right now. That's nuts to me. And so what I'm trying to say with all that, how I got there, is because like, this is a fairly common sentiment. The fairly common sentiment that like people will never sell at a loss. Why would a distro sell for less than today's price? How could the price go down on a 3-month-old set? That's not the craziest thing I heard this week. The craziest thing I heard this week on PokeTube was when somebody said he had a system for beating craps. Because what does that mean? You could literally go to Vegas tomorrow. He's got hundreds of thousands of dollars, it sounds like. You could just go full-time craps. Go full-time craps and make $500,000 a year. And I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
50 years, you need to chill on the Mountain Dew if you want to see 50. Oh, man.
Well, here, find us the next one. I'll be right back.
Okay. There is no system is the best mindset. Herblore says mining the data is slowly doing a series on a crap strategy for bubble craps that uses samples of study. I have no idea what bubble craps is. Bubble craps? Oh, it's like in a machine, not on an actual table. Yeah, I mean, buying 1,000 tickets, if you buy 2 tickets into the lottery, you double your chances of winning the lottery, but you double your expected value, which is negative, so you double your expected outcome of negative whatever. And that's one thing. Honestly, I went down some rabbit holes over last spring, shortly after the Super Bowl. I went down some rabbit holes in YouTube about like DraftKings and FanDuel and the different sports books. If you're a plus odds player, like sports gambling, there's actually strategies. You don't have to know anything about sports. You can look at different books. You can arbitrage the lines between different books. And there are people that get banned from DraftKings. There are people that get banned from FanDuel because they like the books can see that they know what they're doing. So if you have, this was like the I watched like an hour-long podcast with a guy who had been banned from every sports book. He's like, if you have a FanDuel account or a DraftKings account that's more than 6 months old, you're gambling. You don't have a system. You don't have an edge. You may think you do. You might have made money. In your 6 months on the app, you might have made money, but you are a gambler and you got lucky and you will give it all back. If you're not banned within 6 months, you are gambling. If you have a system, you're gone immediately. And that's with sports book gambling, where there's different books with different odds. That's where you can actually gain a mathematical edge by the inefficiencies of different books. Book arbitrage, basically arbitraging between Caesars and between MGM and between FanDuel and DraftKings. But I promise you that does not exist. That does not exist in roulette. That does not exist in craps.
No,
absolutely insane. Yeah, that's anyone that has a system for gambling usually comes out with a course about that system and makes all their money selling it. One thing that I actually, after that rabbit hole, or maybe the same time as the rabbit hole, I watched there's like this whole segment of YouTube that just watches people go spend $1,000 to spin on slots, and almost like a Collecticon on a Friday night. Almost like a Collecticon on a Friday night at the casino, watching other people play. But like
those are big, like Degen Doll. You've never Vegas Matt. He's another big one.
Degen Doll. He was in my algorithm on Instagram for a decent while.
He doesn't do them as much. He does more of like the live blackjack playing now, but he used to do some really good shorts,
like comedy ones. He had like comedy style shorts around blackjack, which were really funny. But there are people. Is it Vegas Matt or Vegas Dave?
Vegas Matt's one of the bigger ones.
Okay, Vegas Matt. And one thing I'll give props to Vegas Matt, because I watched a couple of his videos, and he's like, I make money gambling because I get things comp for me. I get free plays. I get like I make money on the ad revenue. I make money selling merch to you degenerates. He'll make a video, 100,000 subscribers. I'm gambling $100,000 cash, and he'll put $5,000 on baccarat and $5,000 on blackjack and $10,000 in this slot. But he'll do the math and he'll show you. And he tells people like, I lost $500,000 gambling this year. He's doing it like, so he's literally just telling you he's selling entertainment. He's selling the entertainment, losing money, but leveraging it in a way to where he makes money on ad revenue. Like
he was actually on Iced Coffee Hour talking about that. You should watch
that's
that.
That's how I got turned on to him. That's how I heard about him originally. Yep. That was the genesis of me watching his content. I forgot about that. But that is like disclaimer Dan-esque. That is like, you are going to lose money over the long term if you do this. Some people take the Pokey what Brian just said here. Some people take the system of like lying to you. I have a system, buy my book, you can make a bunch of money. They don't use that system because it doesn't work. But like Vegas Matt will be like, I'm being a degenerate because it entertains you degenerates. And if you try to copy this, like, you're probably going to lose money. You might make money. Some days you'll make money. Some days you'll lose a lot of money. But like, I see nothing wrong with a channel like that. But if you have a channel that, and I don't know, maybe I know Alex's buddy was talking about like some podcast, and the pessimistic side of me, the what's the word where you see the worst in people?
I have a good one. Oh, go ahead.
The cynic in me believes that like that buddy's podcast that he was referencing about this whole crap strategy. I feel like that's just preempting selling some scam system that doesn't work. Selling some scam course. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's not that deep. Maybe the guy's just not as bright when it comes to statistics. But yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of the selling courses, I got let me know what you feel about this first. So I wish I took a picture of it, because now I can't find it for the life of me. But the other day I was on Instagram and I got one of those pop-up Instagram ad stories with someone selling a course on how to be a successful live seller, doing 200K in 90 days. What are your initial thoughts?
That's it?
That was
yeah.
My whole thing was, oh, you're selling a course because you're not doing great.
Yeah, I mean, you and I are in deep. We've been in it for a while. Did they do 200K in their first 90 days from a cold start, knowing nothing about the industry? That would be more appealing, more interesting to me. Context would matter here. But oftentimes that's kind of what the deal is. The deal is like they're selling a course, they're selling a system that, like, there's so many day trading strategies out there. There's day trading strategies that, like, they'll guarantee, especially in the crypto world, they'll double your money every 30 days, 100% not even APR, like 100% return every 30 days, guaranteed. Like, we have a system that's doing this. It's like, if you had that and you started with $1,000, a year later you'd have obscene numbers. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of money selling a dream, selling a system, whether or not it works to people.
Yeah.
My grandma could sell 200K of cards in 90 days. Yeah, 200K. Why so low? UAP thought you were going to call someone out by name.
No, I have no idea who it was, but I got a kick out of that.
Can't wait for Dan's defamation lawsuit. I mean, if the math is there, the math is there. I'm ready to run it back if the math is proven otherwise. But there's actually a really cool website called Wizard of Odds. I'm a big math guy. I like gambling, even though I know the math is against me. He tons of articles about, and he debunks the martingale strategy. He debunks, and he tells you mathematically what the EV of like basic strategy blackjack is, and then if you do like anti-bust, like if you never hit 12 and up, he tells you what the EV of that system is. He tells you what the EV of martingale is, and reverse martingale. Martingale is where you bet 1. If you lose, you bet 2. If you lose, you bet 4. You double your bet every time, which works until you go on a losing streak of like 8 games, and then you're above the table limit, and then you're bankrupted. And oh, well, you're never going to lose 8 blackjack hands in a row, except when you do the math. Like, again, I don't remember the exact numbers, but if you do the math, it's like if you sit and play blackjack for 8 hours, you're like 85% chance of having like an 8-loss losing streak at one point in that. And that's all it takes. And then you're bust, and then you're bankrupted. At one point, it gets to where you're betting 50,000 units to win 1 unit. You're doubling your bet. You're betting all those units to win 1 unit. It's like you're above the table maximums. You're going to the high rollers limit. You're asking them to raise the limits, and then they just say no, and then you're done. Or you run out of money. You run out of money first usually. But yeah, it's crazy. How many people have quit their job to do Pokemon full time and are just flipping Costco, Target, and Walmart restocks? They will get wrecked in 6 months. Yeah,
I can see it.
Thankfully, I don't know anyone that did that. I know a lot of people who quit their job, but they're like running a consignment operation, or they're buying, grading, selling, or they have distro and doing a combination of everything. But if there are people, that are quitting their, and it's like, if they're quitting their minimum wage job at the gas station, whatever, not to talk down on that, but like if they're quitting a very replaceable job, it's like, who cares? Quit your job, ride the wave, scalp some product, make some money, and then go back to a very replaceable job. But if people are quitting their 6-figure engineering jobs with benefits, and they have mouths to feed and all this and that, it's like, yikes. Yeah, a lot of people did sneakers and are doing Pokemon and are doing video game systems and are doing whatever. They'll just do whatever. Is it good to buy the Evolution Vs and VMAX alt arts from Evo and PSA 10s? They are less than half the pop of the Moonbryon, and with the box being 3K almost and Moonbryon PSA 10s going up, they seem cheap.
I don't know 10s. I know like the near mint Vs. I like those. I've been slowly picking some of those up. They're like 100, 120 right now.
Krabby's Cards knows 3 people that fit that description.
Jeez.
Which, if 2 of them lost their jobs and their jobs are very replaceable, it's like, who cares? Whatever. I don't know. All to not work a 9 to 5. I feel like I missed a lot more comments, but let's see.
I didn't see any other questions.
But yeah, we're in a world where gambling is a tax write-off expense for a 6 to 7 figure YouTube career. Insane. And that Vegas Matt, at the time that I was watching him, like I watched a few. I watched the podcast, the Ice Coffee Hour, and then I watched a couple of streams. He had posted every day, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's Day included, for like 2 years straight or something at that time, I think. And I'm looking right now, 4 days ago, 5 days ago, 6 days ago, 7 days ago, and hundreds of thousands of views on all these 50-minute videos. It's crazy. Which I guess if people like
I don't know how people watch that type of stuff, but like the shorts, I'll do blackjack shorts.
It's crazy on like Twitch and stuff too. Like I used to watch back in the pandemic. You couldn't go out, you couldn't do much. I used to play Fortnite, and then I used to watch some of the Fortnite tournaments. And one guy that I liked for whatever reason, Cypher PK. Cypher PK was just the guy that I ended up following, and he used to duo with Nick Merckx, who I didn't really know him other than he was Cypher PK's duo partner. So I watched him some. That guy has apparently gone down like this crazy, like, and he's not alone, but like just straight gambling streams. Gambling streams, instead of being in Vegas looking at a slot machine, it's all just digital. And they just, a lot of those, they're put on by the platform. The Twitch's competitor, Kick. Kick is basically like the streaming platform of that. What's the gambling platform behind Kick? I forget what it's called. But basically, there's the main advertiser on Kick is like this betting website that it's not just sports betting, but you go on to Kick and there'll just be in the directory, there'll be dozens of streams with thousands of people watching people spin slots, play video poker, play blackjack. It's actually crazy. It's crazy how big. Yeah, there's 48,000 people watching in the slots and casino directory on Kick right now, and there's one like, and I watched some YouTube videos down that rabbit hole too about how a lot of them are just like they're not even gambling money. It'll show that they have $50,000 and they'll go down to 10 and they'll go up to 100. They're getting given credits by the platform, so it's like they're not even like Vegas Matt. As far as it looks like, he's gambling real money, his money, and in a real casino, like physical money at real tables and slot machines. These people are like on these website gambling platforms, which are probably legitimate to an extent, but they're not using their money. They're being given money, being given credits, being given affiliate links. It's a crazy rabbit hole that I was deep down a few months back. I guess in a way, it made me feel made me feel like this could go a lot bigger, a lot deeper, for a lot longer. Given the size of those markets, because some portion of Pokemon is gambling too, a large portion, honestly. It's crazy. Stake is the website. Yep. Oh, we got another Cypher PK watcher there. That's funny. A lot of people immediately knowing that it was called Stake. I couldn't remember, but yeah.
I didn't even know this was a thing. You guys are a bunch of degenerates over there.
Yep. Oh man. That's funny though. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild how deep some of those different rabbit holes, how big some of the random communities in the internet world go that you would never know anything about, and they're just there. And they're like the amount of people, the hundreds of people, the thousands of people that are making a full-time living just like in Pokemon, but they're doing it in promoting these gambling things. And yeah, there's no, and some of them, the more devious ones, will talk about how they have a system and this and that, and this game's hot, and click my affiliate link, get your free coins, your free crowns, your free this, that. And it's like, holy crap, this is nuts. This is nuts. Like the things I talk about, cosplay investors, using affiliate links to get people to buy, that's very tame compared to what goes on in some of the gambling rabbit holes.
Yeah.
The people grading, flipping, and investing right now don't know pain. They just know market goes up because market goes up. When they experience their first big loss, they will crash out of the hobby. Absolutely. Like it's scary to think. If you've only been here since 2025, you've learned that things only go up. You would be so bold to make a statement. We haven't heard from him since. You would be so bold to make a statement that there's no way that Distros could ever re-release a product that's 3 months old for under $310 a box. Like, That's how bold you would get if you've only been here for this year. And I don't know how, I don't know when, but it will change at some point, and there will be a lot of pain to a lot of people. But it's like, who cares? It's like, I've been here 11 years. I've made a ton of money. If and when all my stuff drops 50%, I'll be perfectly fine. But not everyone will be. And I just hope, I hope people are being reasonable and responsible. But I know they're not. And it's like, they're better off here than at stake. They're better off here than at stake. Or on DraftKings or on FanDuel, on any of those places. Because if you get really deep in that, you're not going to have, it's going to go to zero. It's going to go to zero. It's not going to go to down 80%, 90%. If you bought $1,000 PSA 10 EVs in 2021, they were $300. You only lost 70% of your money. If you got addicted to the gambling, which you might have bought that because you were, like, you probably were gambling if you bought $1,000 EVs. So it's like, maybe you are.
They won gambling and then lost with the EV, which shows gambling is the right thing to do.
You just have to gamble in the right places where you can only lose 70%. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. Did you guys already talk about the botters buying 50,000 orders off of Pokemon Center today? How though? I don't understand.
The PokePlumber posted a few stories. I saw it from him. It's like some Discord. Some person was talking about how they were able to get so much, even though the it's not like active on the site yet. I have no idea, but I don't know. It's so annoying. Well, how is Pokemon not doing anything to fix this? I thought they were making it better, but apparently they're not. I don't. It's so annoying. Oh, they canceled.
They don't care.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Oh,
they do. They canceled the orders. Pokemon's back on my good side.
It feels like if they cared enough, it feels like a system could exist. I got
100% could.
All I got are laugh emojis from Alex. I texted Alex when I got 5 laugh emojis from Alex.
Oh boy.
I'm genuinely I'm gonna follow up with him. I'm gonna get the guy's email, and I'm just gonna be like, I strongly push back. I need to find the clip. I need to push back. Like, I'll have to read a couple of his articles too now. I'm gonna have to give him some put in some due diligence on that guy, and then I guess I'll follow up. I'll follow up on how my conversation with him goes. But yeah, crazy, scary things happen out there. Mm-hmm. Fat Belly's walking into his local casino right now to make some bets.
I feel like you're always at the casino, Fat Belly.
They haven't banned him yet, so he does not have a system. He is a gambler. He is. I mean, I've left with a lot of extra money. Rarely. Usually, I leave with a lot less money. But if you have a system, if you are a plus EV better, you will be banned. And yeah, most people are just gamblers who think they have something going on. I just go for entertainment. It's like, I'm fine with going and spending $500 on a Rangers game. Go and spend a few hours. I'm fine going and spend a couple $100 going out to dinner, going to a restaurant, going to a concert, whatever. I see gambling the same way. It's like, when I go to a Rangers game, I can't make money. I'm guaranteed consuming that much money. When I go to a casino, it might make me $500. It might cost me $1,000. On average, it's going to cost me a few $100, whatever. It's like, it's just entertainment. Dan sets up a spreadsheet before entering. I know that playing proper blackjack before the IPAs cloud my basic strategy. I know that on average, you lose 1 bet increment an hour playing proper basic strategy and blackjack. So if you're making $50 bets, you lose $50 an hour. To me, that's reasonable. There's some entertainment that I pay that is a lot more than $50 an hour, and there's some that I pay that's a lot less than $50 an hour. But yeah, it could make money too, though. So rarely it does that. How would you feel if Pokemon Center International started to sell by lottery?
I think I would.
I genuinely, I think they should do something like. It's 2025, that there couldn't be a system to ensure that the product, like, I genuinely would rather the product get to the true collectors. Like, I think they're way off the mark on a lot of things, but genuinely, I'd rather the product get more to the end consumer and not have to go to a bot, then through other people, then to the end consumer. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I would love that.
It feels like there could be a way if they cared enough. There almost certainly is.
Or even just get better about enforcing limits. I don't there's got to be a way to see that, oh, this address has 500 boxes going to it. Why don't we look into this?
Lotteries do favor multi-accounters and botters, but like, and maybe like how true of a true collector? I think in Europe, isn't it KYC, know your consumer, know your customer? In Europe, they have a lot more like, I don't know if they have an equivalent of like a social security number, but would you buy from Pokemon Center? Would you buy a PC ETB if you had to upload a photo of your license? Would you like to have an account on eBay, to have an account on PSA Vault, to have an account on I believe like Heritage, Golden? You need to go to much greater lengths to verify you are who you are, and it's never going to happen. But like, what if Pokemon Center instated like you have to do your name, address? It has to match a government document with your name and address. I believe it's like Stripe. This is a thing I meant to bring up before. But did you see those big Landry Pop auctions that happened?
I was gonna say, yeah, that they made you go through that whole process.
I did on my phone. I took a picture of my ID, and then I had to do a selfie.
Yeah.
It said this doesn't match. They denied me. So then the day that the trophies went up, I wasn't even approved to bid. Probably saved me $100,000, thankfully. But the next day, I sent him an email. I'm like, "What are you guys doing? Like, I'm trying to spend money here, and you guys aren't taking my money. I am who I say I am." I think I sent like a couple screenshots of I sent a screenshot of my my Chase business bank account with the name. I sent the top of my articles of incorporation for KetchumAllCollectibles Incorporated. I sent a few more supporting things, and I'm like, let me in. I want to bid. And the second day I got in, I won some stuff.
There we go.
I'm literally just gonna send it to Fanatics. Maybe I lose money, but like I won a handful of things. Some of it might be coming to an anniversary Fanatics stream near you, but some of it is straight just like I'm just flipping it to Fanatics Collect to see if I can make money. Did you bid on anything or no?
I didn't win anything, no. I tried bidding on a few things, but like I was more so interested in like there was a few lots of stuff like raw, like hollows. Those did like so good. It was wild how good that stuff did. But yeah, then like the more expensive stuff did not do good.
And Mason says all they need to do is put a security question at the end of a checkout process on each drop that will always cook bots. No, bots can get through all the things that are anti-bot measures. I play RuneScape. I know this firsthand. Anything they do to stop bots only slows down legitimate users. It's like the rate limiting thing. When I go to Pokemon Center, because they got a hot, fresh Quaxley drop of merch, I see right now they have one. If I open 3 or 4 tabs to get all my various Quaxley paraphernalia, I get blocked as a botter. And bots never get blocked, I'm telling you. The amount of humans that have seen the screen of "Go away, robot," I promise you it's infinitely higher than the amount of bots that see that screen. None of those things work. Maybe there's something that exists, but like none of the ones that Pokemon Center has used, because I've been stopped as a bot many, many times, and it hurts my robot feelings every time. But this is something too that like I don't follow normal mainstream media at all. I don't follow any media at all, really. I follow YouTube, the few different avenues that I consume down. But I think in Europe, there's some like big things going on with the whole KYC, know your customer. I think even in the US, in certain states, certain types of content is being very gated off and harder to access. And there's like,
where are we going with this?
Well, like Brian's comment here, he says, I think we're extremely close to needing to submit an ID to just access the internet, or at least Google anything Google Meta adjacent, I give it 5 years. I think we're headed that way too. Pros and cons to everything. I think there's pros and cons to it, but there are definitely things going on today. I think there's things going on in the US. There's things going on in Europe too, where a lot of anonymity is being removed from the internet, for better or for worse. Like I think, as with anything, I think certain people will be like, this is good. Let Big Brother in on everything. We want everyone to know everything that happens everywhere. And then other people are like, no, we want full anonymity. And I think there's arguments for both, but neither one is a universal good or bad. I think there's just pros and cons to each. But yeah, every day is closer to a Black Mirror episode. Every day we're a bit closer to Idiocracy becoming a reality as well. But maybe we're already there. But anyways, where was I going to end with that? Yeah, will Pokemon Center ever care enough to instate something like that? I don't think so, because I think it would cost them a bunch of money. I think they'd have to pay some third-party service to do all this identity verification, and then they're going to sell less. They're going to sell less because people will more immediately, like say the true demand might be 100,000 units, but maybe they're selling 150,000 units, and I'm making up numbers because I don't know the actual numbers because I don't care. But I think they're selling more today because some of them are being artificially held up with the scalpers, with the botters, with the whatever, with the investors. So yeah, I don't know. Just get Revolut or PayPal, something like that will work. UAP, I forget which country UAP is from, but is it Netherlands? Not Netherlands.
It's one of those Northern Europe countries.
I think there's some of those countries over there where like everything is a lot more public, and like everyone's salaries are public. I'm gonna Google this really quickly. Country, I think like every salaries are public and like all that stuff. Norway, yeah. Countries in the Nordic region, particularly Sweden, Norway, and Finland, are known for their broad salary transparency, where information on everyone's income and tax payments is publicly accessible. So like the whole thing with certain presidents about their taxes and this and that, it's like there are countries where that's just, if I wanted to know Old School Pokemon's tax filings, I could just see it. Imagine how wild that would be. Imagine doing imagine the React videos. Imagine, man, that would improve PokeTube's React video content, because you'd have all these Poke reactors reacting to the Poke Investor Bros investment filings. We could know who the cosplayers are.
That would get wild.
We could know who the tax evaders are. That would be interesting. Julia says, yeah, we get a ranking at the end of the tax year. Who earned the most? No more cosplay investors. You'd have an interesting dynamic where like, oh no, I actually made a ton of money. I'm just evading my, like, people would have to admit they're evading taxes to try to how wild would that be? But I feel like there was a Black Mirror episode on that. There was actually a South Park episode. One thing that I watched recently in lieu of PokeTube, I took a week or two to work through my backlog of South Park episodes, because I hadn't watched it since like college, and I watched like season 16 through season 25 or whatever it was. And there was one episode where like everyone's formerly anonymous internet activity was going to become fully public. So like everything that you ever posted, every website, everywhere, everything you downloaded, uploaded, everything was going to be tied to you as an individual. That was like the premise of one of the episodes. And imagine that would be quite the wild reality. But I think there are certain people, I never read 1984, but it's on my reading list, and I think I have it somewhere. But
you didn't have to read that in school?
We didn't. No.
I feel like we had to read that in school. I read it at some point. It was actually good.
Are we getting closer to that in reality?
It seems that way.
Such a good book, says UAP. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We started out with Pokemon Center botting, and we ended with Orwellian dystopian futures that we might be living in soon.
Poke Yeti, it's not a story, it's a preview.
Just like Idiocracy. And if anyone hasn't seen Idiocracy, it is a great shout. Go check it. Oh no way! The new South Park episode tonight is about Labubus. I haven't watched.
God.
I haven't watched any of this season yet, but I got caught up through the end of last season. You used to be able to see all Nick's info back when he made YouTube videos. Yeah, that's funny. I do need to read 1984. I have it somewhere and it's on my list, but I still haven't gotten to it. I have a lot of finance books I want to read too. We'll probably go for like another 30 minutes or so. If anyone has any Pokemon related content or anything about like the potential end of the world, dystopian futures,
The
Big
end
Brother,
of the world.
Big Brother honing in on all of our anonymous internet secrets, the collapse of society. Oh, instant rips. That's right. I did mean to talk about that. Thank you, Zorner. So have you seen the product that is instant rips on Fanatics or no?
I have not, no.
So they've had better varieties and they've had worse varieties, but basically what it is, it's a mystery product that so far has been fully curated by Fanatics. It's like you buy in for $150. The price point can be anything. They had $250 ones, they had $50 ones. I think at one point they had like $500 ones, all different. But one thing I like about it, as opposed to this, where you get a vague, yes, I still have a sealed Omega mystery pack for whatever reason, but as opposed to this, where it's like, hey, these cards are in here, trust me, you don't know which ones have been pulled, which ones haven't been pulled. It's like a mystery pack, but with full transparency. Like envision KetchumAllCollectibles Dan, full transparency. Here's your EV. Here's your ceiling. Here's your floor. It's not a trust me, bro. Hey, trust me. The floor is 50. And then people pull out CGC 7 base unlimited Weedles. Like that's not a $50 card. You can actually see high-res scans of the whole checklist. Every single card that is digitally inserted in that pack is at Fanatics Vault. And you click buy, PK or Ponga clicks a button, and it opens up on screen, and then you get your card, and it's instantly in your Fanatics Vault. So I like it mechanically. I like how it works. I like how it combines the two avenues that I work with, the live side and the collect side. So far, the reception has been pretty solid. They've had some, I actually spoke with my rep the other day, they've had some chases that were questionable. It's like the value might be a little bit weird on it, and the floors, it's like, maybe a little bit, maybe PSA 7 Jungle Unlimited Japanese hollows are like a little bit light for the floor. Maybe let's go a little bit higher than that. But anyways, it's pretty interesting. I've never opened anything. I've never looked too deeply into Courtyard IO, but I think it's fairly similar to Courtyard. I think it's fairly similar to the whole GameStop PSA thing they're coming out with. It's just Fanatics' version of the whole digital rip thing. But one thing I love about it is like I'm biased because I transact on Collect, I transact on Vault. I've got live streamers. They don't have to pack and ship anything at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
The item is like theoretically, I could send this to my Vault today, and then in a couple weeks, I could make an instant. Well, the functionality isn't there yet. I hope it's coming soon, but I could make this the chase of my next instant rip. Theoretically, I could have that be the chase of a $2,000 insta rip where the floor is 500, the ceiling's 20,000, and all the math, all the numbers are just there. And once this card is pulled, you don't have to wonder. It shows you that it's gone. It shows you like top down sort by value. You can see what's left and what's not left. So it's a really cool idea. But I hope, I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it, but theoretically, I hope that maybe approximately 365 days from when we started on Fanatics Live, there's a chance that we could have a really big one of those things going. If I get access to it, we'll see.
That'd be cool. That would be good.
And that's going to be Card Party weekend. So I'm going to physically be at Card Party. PK and Ponga will both be home, but I'm hoping that Saturday we can do a really big. He was thinking about it, but he's got something going on Sunday night, I guess. But anyways, like if we're doing an anniversary stream based around that, which is the hope, it'll just be a multi-hour thing. It'll be one of them starts, they raid into the other one, and we just keep it rolling. That'd be really cool.
Here we go.
And it's nice. Like NFT is a very dangerous word to use anywhere near this because it's like it's a real product that really exists in the vault in Oregon. You can instantly sell it back for 90%, but it's crazy because like some people are anti instant rips. Some people are anti all these digital repacks, and I understand it. But like, let me introduce you to the 18,000 packs of prismatic that we sold. How do you think the 18,000 buyers of prismatic packs, well, 18,000 sales, like not the 18,000 buyers, but how do you think those 18,000 pack rips went? I don't know the EV off the top of my head. What was the EV on that? 20%? 25%?
I
like,
don't even that.
Probably not even. So like with instant rips, theoretically, if I just threw a random number out there, if I had the ability to curate $51,000 instant rips, I would put in $50,000 market value worth of stuff. I would make it 100% EV. Oh, 0% EV. I would make it not positive nor negative EV. It would just be even. I have the ability to source at 80, 85, 90%, right? So I can make my profit sourcing below market, selling at market. And some people will lose, absolutely. Like say we had an instant rip for $1,000. Like this card might be $3,000. This card could theoretically be in an instant rip for $1,000. And to compensate for this, there's going to have to be a bunch of PSA 10 alt arts or tag teams that are $400, $500, $600. Like if this is $2,000 over the cost, you need four $500 cards to bring it back down to 1,000 EV, right? Mm-hmm. So there will be winners and there will be losers, but your purchase of that, and to go back to our buddy, I think his name is Steve, Alex's guest. You could guarantee, and maybe this is what that guy was saying. So if I sold an instant rip for 50 spots for $1,000 each, you could buy all 50 and you could guarantee that you break even. Not if you can sign them, sell them, pay fees to sell them, but you would get $50,000 market value in this theoretical scenario. But if you buy one, you might hit the $3,000 ceiling, or you might hit a $400 floor. So that might be what the guy was saying. Maybe he's smart. Maybe he's just bad with words. When he talked about buying the whole roll,
I think it was just dumb.
I'm trying. The lottery roll one was the crazier one, I think. Maybe that part he was just bad with words, but the craps system one, that one is like further. They're both crazy, but can you talk about the business metrics of it at all, Dan, or behind the paywall? Ask me a specific question. I don't know what you mean by it. The business metrics of it so far is that I haven't been able to curate them, so they're not my cards. I've been the selling avenue for them. More appropriately, PK and Ponga have been. I've been getting a percentage. So if we sell $10,000 in instant rips, we get a fixed percentage of that. Normally, I sell a card, I pay a fee, I net out 91% of the sales proceeds. But in this instance, we sell it and we net out a small percentage, single-digit percentage of the sale. But theoretically, the future is supposed to be that like theoretically, I'm assuming the fee would be the same 9% that I pay for regular Fanatics Live. Maybe it would be higher, maybe it would be lower. Hopefully not higher. But if I'm able to buy $50,000 worth of cards for 85%, that leaves me room to pay the 9% Fanatics fee, to pay Ponga and PK to open them, and to rip a zero EV product. I really love the idea of that. Or maybe it won't be able to be zero EV. Maybe a little bit of Gambler's Premium. Maybe we'll sell $50,000. Maybe it'll be $48,000 worth of cards worth of product for $50,000. Maybe it'll be like a 4%, 5% markup. Like I don't know what it'll have to be, but that's all theoretical at this point. Dan wants all the smoke with Steve. Like I called out Alex and Eli a little bit too. When I was live with Alex last time on his channel, I said like, "Hey Alex, you guys were talking, and someone asked in chat about buying, was it Temporal Forces or whatever it was, and they said a price." And Alex and Eli looked at each other and they're like, "That seems kind of high, doesn't it?" And then the guy said, because it included sales tax. And I'm like, Alex, Eli, you guys have to push back on that. You tell people if you're buying with intent for resale, push back, say stop doing that. Bad investor. Don't do that. If I promise, if Nick ever says something as crazy as live on YouTube, I don't care if you have 500 viewers or 80 viewers, like I would need to be tactful a little bit. if he was my guest and he was from like a professional space, I wouldn't want to be an asshole. But like I try to be a little bit more tactful than like, you're dumb, that's wrong, that can't happen. I would be like, I really need to see the math on this. I would pull up Google. I would press into it deeper, and I would get him to like back off it a little bit probably, because just leaving that out there, people are very.
I don't know. I think just not addressing it was the better, because then you push back and you prove he's wrong live. I don't know. I think Alex handled it well, because he like asked about it. Oh, that's cool. We'll have to give it a shot sometime, and then on to the next thing.
That's like the more professional way. That's why like I don't know. That's part of why my ceiling is so low too. If I ever collaborate with someone and they say something really, really dumb, I'm gonna have to push back, and then I'll never collaborate with them ever again.
And this is why tomorrow's episode is pre-recorded.
That's why, yes, tomorrow's episode is pre-recorded for a reason. We'll see how that one goes. Dan, why can't we get guests on Flips? Also, Dan, I'm an asshole to guess. That's not me being an asshole to guess. I feel like honestly, it's being an asshole to an extent. It's being an asshole to your viewership if you don't do that. If you like, again, I don't play a character on here. This is me. Ask anybody that has talked to me at 3 a.m. after a few IPAs. I will talk tax strategies. I will talk Roth IRAs. I will talk having your kids on payroll. I think it's disingenuous. Like in real life, if I was at a party, I would not let someone just say that without me being like, hey, I would pump the brakes on that. I would be like, no, that can't be a thing. So I'm going to do the same thing on YouTube. I'm not going to be like a different person. I'm not going to just like, cause it's less awkward. I'm going to be more, I'm just going to be blunt, straightforward, to the point, as I always am. Give Dan some juice and you get that real Dan, juice forces. Tomorrow's episode won't be live. We have a special guest on tomorrow that we don't want to tease it, spoil it, because it might not end up getting posted, but we hope it gets posted. It should be good. Do you want to tease it a little bit? Not say who they work for, but it's someone.
How would we tease it by not saying anything?
It's someone adjacent to an industry in the cardboard space that like you don't get much insight from. If
that's a good one. I like that.
I feel like there's several types of people that could fall in that broad bucket, all of which would be really interesting to hear from. And you're going to hear from one of them potentially. Maybe we do it. Maybe we have to scrap it. But I've not heard many interviews of people in this adjacent space. Walrus says it's not real. You're all going to look bad. I've warned Nick. I'm going to ask questions in a very specific way. And I'm going to do that with like, I promise you anonymity. We will not record this portion. I'm going to vet off stream, off record to the extent that I'm comfortable, or we're not posting it. Mm-hmm. Because I've seen other podcasts that were delisted.
There was one that was wild.
Yeah, that was not what it was claimed to be, and we're not going to post. Like, we know that there's no systems and craps. We're not that dumb. We're not going to post something that's that outright. But yeah, we'll see. Cynthia Morris, confirmed guest. Nat Turner. See, honestly, like, I could probably never have. Well, one, Nat Turner would probably never come on.
Nat Turner would 100% come on.
You think he'd come on?
100%.
The only exception.
He replies to random people on Twitter and Instagram. He goes on every single podcast.
If we had Nat on, I would try to push back to some of the corporate speak that he gives. But at a point, like, I would be respectful of an industry professional. Like I'm not going back and pushing back on myself. What I was just saying a little bit ago. Like, if we I used to be in meetings with the president of my company. Naturally, I'm going to talk a little bit different to the president of my company versus like my boss or my boss's boss. Like, when you get to certain instances, and honestly, I feel like this is not the setting to have an actual industry professional on. I just don't feel like we've curated the following. I don't think we're capable of curating the questions. and running with the professionalism that would be required to have like a Nat on or someone. Actually, I know Sean Reserved Investments. He was on with Jake before. He would probably come on. I know some people in the space think he's crazy. I think some people in space thinks he's like way too bearish, way too negative on all this. I think he's quite an intelligent person. I think he might be a little bit bearish when it comes to Pokemon, overly bearish on certain things. And he's probably more bullish than a lot of people realize. If we got him in here and we asked him the right questions, I'm sure chat would be going off with a bunch of memes and it'd be going crazy and it'd be hard to keep people reined in. But I think Sean is more bullish than people realize. Like if you listen close enough, he speculates in this stuff. He makes money in the space. He like similar to me, he would push back on people saying $300 in 10 a box, guaranteed. The box can't go under that because distributors will never sell for less than that.
You two together would be miserable. You would do that when I quit Flips.
You don't want to have him on as a guest sometime?
No, that would be awful. It's bad enough having you on here.
Oh man, sounds like we're never getting Reserved Investments on. But you guys right? PK has a professional setting to host that. I mean, maybe he'll come on someday. I don't know. I feel like it's not the place. I feel like we haven't curated the podcast for it. But as you said, I don't think. I love PK. I mean, he streams for me, but I don't think he's like significantly more professional or anything than this podcast. So that is a good pushback. Someone clip that and send it to Sean, please. He mentioned in one of his Q&As, he mentioned that he wants to get on more Pokemon podcasts specifically. He mentioned that he wants to address the Timmys, the Kimmies, and the Poindexters in the Pokemon space specifically. But the thing is, he's not wrong. Like a lot of people just call you a bear if you paint any downside. If you paint any downside in the space, you're painted as a bear. And I'm not going to name names because private conversations are private conversations. But I've talked with people in the Pokemon space that on YouTube, they're all gas, no brakes. And being fair, like they're not even all gas, no brakes. It's like the video where they say things could go down, get 2,000 views. And the videos where they say the bullish things and the videos where they say the things that make people mad get 50,000 views. So it's like, I think most people that I follow are doing a pretty good job of giving the caveats and the disclaimers. It's all just like what percent of the time are they doing it? I do it way too many. I do it way too much for most people, which is fine. Invite Nat while you pre-grade cards and spill some water on each submission live on cam. That whole thing. Oh God, that's still not settled. There's still people card carrying cards left and right. When I was debating buying Korean Dittos, the one thought I had was, what would Reserved Investments do? Number of disclaimers and engagement are inversely correlated. Absolutely. Anything in closing? Anything to add before we go, or no?
No, I think it's time to go. I'm starving over here. I gotta have lunch. It's so hard to have lunch before these.
It starts at 12:15.
Yes.
11:45 is. Well, what time do you wake up?
I gotta wake up early for these. It's a whole ordeal.
Just have brunch and then have dinner later. Just have a big old brunch.
I'm a big brunch person. But no, appreciate everyone hanging out with us. Hope you guys all have a good rest of the day.
I'm gonna quickly Fanatics Live, KetchumAllCollectibles. If anyone wants to join the mega stream, Ponga Saturday night, ripping 4 mega XY sets. Go oh no, where is it? Oh, it is scheduled. I was gonna say I don't see a thumbnail. Ponga, I thought you were making a special thumbnail for that. It's just our default thumbnail. But go check that out. Saturday night, Ponga's gonna be ripping some mega XY sets. Probably gonna be a lot of people bricking left and right. hopefully we get a platform bounty on the Mewtwo, the secret rare Mewtwo's. There's some fun cards. There's some fun cards to pull in those sets. Hopefully we see some Charizards, some Mewtwo's, some Gardevoirs, some Lucarios, all that good stuff. WallyCon 2 also coming. Nuts out. Coming soon. 1 year from now, right? It's an annual thing, or is it?
Yes. Yeah. It's an annual thing.
So coming soon, as in like not very soon, but soon. Oh, here we go. Hold on, quick. Dan, is a Magic, RuneScape, Universes Beyond set, a match made in heaven, serialized party hats. How much would you buy? I would definitely buy some. If we get RuneScape, Magic, Secret Lair, whatever they call them, collectors, boosters, I'm going to be buying some. Not all in, but I'm going to be buying some. Do you wish eBay Live would allow / promote bounties similar to what Fanatics does? I was surprised to hear. Shout out to Ray, Shining Cards and Collectibles. Whatnot doesn't even do bounties, and Fanatics is doing bounties. So
yeah, that was a big thing for Whatnot. Remember what's his face? Oh God, I forget his
Blake
name.
Martinez.
No, oh, never mind. But he made a big deal about bounties not being a thing anymore. And
Old Card Shop.
No, not old. Who's the other one? We had him on. I am drawing a complete blank. It's so bad. I like him too. I don't know, but he was saying that was gonna be a big thing, and it was gonna hurt him big. But yeah, no, Whatnot's not. I'm glad eBay doesn't do it. Echo, yes, thank you.
Oh, Echo based collectibles. As long as it's fair and transparent, and like as long as it's not being artificially, the more layers you add to things, the more possibility there is that people could swing the odds. And like I promise you, our packs are good. Our bounties are all just your odds are what your odds are of getting the card out of the pack. We're not doing any funny business. I promise. We're doing well enough to not have to do any of that. And even if we weren't, we would just stop doing streaming. We wouldn't start doing scamming ever. It's crazy that people resort to that in this world with so much opportunity to do like honest business and make money. But anyways, I don't think it's inherent good or bad. It just is a lot. Like for people to turn their noses up at that, it's all gambling. Like pack ripping is gambling. Again, like I've talked with some people privately about this whole instant rips thing. They're like, "Oh man, I can't believe you're getting on that garbage, that trash." It's like I sold 120,000 packs year to date that are 20 to 30% EV. I feel better about selling instant rips. Like if I could do $2 million GMV in instant rips at 90% average payout, or do $2 million in pack rips and I sell $400,000 of hits, I'd rather do the instant rips. Logistically too, it's easier. So it's like as long as you're not lying, cheating, stealing, as long as the product is what you say it is, and you're not gaming the system, and yeah, it's like, I think it's all fair game, and there's clearly demand for it. It's like you could have an eBay with 50,000 listings for CGC 8, 9, 9.5, whatever this. And they'd sell like 100 a day, a couple hundred a day, whatever. You put them in these bad boys, and they just go. Like people don't know what they want. Money allergies. And honestly, like you talked about it a little bit when you were trashing on Milky Bags, and I still haven't done the EV calculation on them. But honestly, I think at scale, I could do the instant rips with lower margins than I have on the packs, because logistically they're easier. And let's do this quick hypothetical to end it. What is a fair amount? Like say my whole business becomes instant rips. What's a fair markup that I should be able to do? Say I have $50,000 worth of slabs to sell. Like I don't care if it's 50 at 1,000 a piece or if it's 1,000 at 50 a piece. What's like a fair amount of money to make on that? Like what's a fair margin? 5 or 10%. 20%. To make that, or to sell it for that much of market. So if I'm able to source at 70% market, I have to sell those at 90% market. Now I can't sell them at 100% market.
See, that's the thing. Like you're not going to buy at 70% of market in today's market.
Some stuff.
Okay, garbage.
Some of the, I mean, you need floors.
What are
Some
you going to do? Like
consumers want-
30? There's not a. I don't think you're going to get like good floors. Unless you're
we
doing
had
like
one instant rip.
$20 mystery bags.
We
If
had
you're
one
doing like
instant rip that was
$100
like,
mystery bags, you're not getting $30 cards.
I think we had one that was 50 where the floors were like 20 or something. Those you'd get at 70%.
Yeah.
But
so
anyways,
we'll garbage mystery bag. You can do that.
Oh, I want to do them for $1,000 a piece. I want the ceiling to be a Mario poncho, and I want the floor to be like an Ultra PSA 10.
I think $100 is a good price point for them.
One thing that I had the conversation with Fanatics already, but I'm really intrigued to see like what is the desired thing? Do people want a $50 mystery bag where the floor is 5, so like almost you lose everything, and the ceiling is 500, or do they want it tighter? Do you want a floor of 25 and a ceiling of 100? I feel like you want a ceiling more than double the buy-in price. I feel like your ceiling should be like triple to 5 times your buy-in price. And I feel like your floor should ideally not be much less than half. Like if you spend $1,000 and get a $500 card though, it's crazy to say you made out so much better than if you were ripping $1,000 worth of prismatic packs, probably. Like if 100 people rip $1,000 worth of prismatic packs, half the people are going to lose more than half their money, significantly more than 80% of the people are going to lose significantly more than half their money. So trying to find the sweet spot and like what percent of the average do you make your floor? What percent of the average do you make your ceiling? And then obviously the higher multiplier your ceiling is, the more losers you need percentage wise. It's actually all like really interesting math to figure out what the optimal would be. But everyone will be different.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I feel like getting close to the price you pay is the way to do it.
They should expand the pool and make the user set their slider to their risk tolerance. I
feel like
it would be
so hard to do.
It would be. It would be.
You'd have to have different like bags though. Like
yeah,
a high risk, a low risk, a mid risk bag.
And you'd have to have a pool of just like $5 million worth of cards sitting there.
Yeah,
and then you'd have to have them just earmarked for these $150 bags, these $500, $1,000, $2,000 bags. Yeah, I don't know. That would be an interesting. I can visualize exactly what you're saying, but there would be a lot to that. There would be a very lot to that, especially since the values are just doing this right now. Mm-hmm. Well, more doing this, not so much this yet. But yeah, with that, we've been here our required 3 hours. We've met our contractual obligations. So we will be recording a potentially spicy one tomorrow night, and we will hit you, I guess, in 2 weeks, our normal time. If all goes well, we will hit you with a pre-record, and we will take our only gap, our only break in live streaming all year long. It'll probably be hard to get Nick to come back out of retirement after taking the episode off. But if you see us go live, if you don't see us post, we'll probably post it as a premiere. We'll probably pre-schedule as a premiere. If you don't see that, that means that the stream didn't go well. We couldn't post it, and we apologize that you'll have us live again in 2 weeks. But we'll see what happens. Yeah. So with that, we will catch you all later.
See you later, everyone.